Nice. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Swim or Sink 69. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Welcome to the IPL Splatoon Twitch channel. I am joined here by Dolly. Dolly, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Especially excited because ha ha ha, funny 69, ha ha, funny number.
My name is Magic Apple, and we have three actually really exciting matches going on for the first three rounds of the group stages. Usually they're not as tense and as fun as these matches are going to be, but I'm actually very excited because we had a really stacked tournament, quite honestly. A lot of good teams signed up, and you see two of them right here, Black Magic and Nice, who is basically the ghost of Tuki reincarnate, and I know that there's some Tuki fans in chat. I know that there gotta be. Nice is going to be a contender for this set.
Yep, and Black Magic certainly can do something. Who knows? Maybe they'll whip up some, like, magic spell to hex Nice, you know?
I mean, if they have that power, I would expect them to use it for much greater things than a Splatoon tournament, but all their prerogative. That's on them, right? 100%. So, that's actually a good point.
You just imagine you're playing the game and then against Black Magic, your Switch suddenly overheats and you're just like, what? It's like, how'd this happen? My Switch never does this.
Especially for a team as tense and as, like, aggressive as Black Magic, I'm really interested to see what they do against, hopefully, Catches playing and running that Dynamo, especially on something like Reef Zones, where getting that bridge control is going to be super, super important. I don't know, though. I think that they might be able to, with some of the double armor comps that they've been running in the past, I think that they could definitely break down those walls.
Wait, which team runs double armor? Tuki, right? Or Nice?
No, I've seen Black Magic run double armor before. With NZAP and I believe Try, and especially on this map when you have Try Slasher, like it's just one of those really good Try maps, right?
Yeah, Try Slasher just contests the bridge and then it doesn't die because you have two armors.
Right.
This seems legit.
So we're going to see what they go with. Splatoon's Reef, though, it's always a barn burner. I'm excited for this set. And again, we don't know who's playing because both of these rosters are actually really deep. Right? Like, there are a lot of members on these teams, and all of them are very strong. So, it's going to depend on who they decide to sub in.
I'm trying to, like, think about how many people I saw on the roster screen, and I think I saw a collective total of about 14 players.
Right.
Which is quite a lot.
Yeah, like, 6 for Nice, 7 for Black Magic. Yeah, it's 13. 13 potential gamers. I don't know, and like there could be sub-ins mid-set. We see Setu on the side of Nice, who's also like a very flexible player. Anything could happen, and like they could pull out the craziest comp that we've never seen before as well. But I mean, I'm expecting at least one missile on either side, right?
Always expect missiles and armor. If you don't see them, what even is this game? What even is the meta?
Sigh. Big sigh, unfortunately. But I don't want to get too dreary about the meta. It'll be over soon, right? Right.
Yeah, I hope it's over when Splatoon 3 comes out. I mean, I'm hoping for a big bubble meta, you know?
That'll at least be interesting, though, right? Like, that way you can play around it, you can shoot it to, like, shrink it, and, you know. Although it'll be interesting to see the big bubble vacuum combo. I don't know. I can see the meta changing very, very much.
I've been calling like the new vacuum special the Polterguster for no apparent reason. Just because it just gives off that Polterguster feel.
You mean from like Luigi's Mansion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just go like. The ink shots are the ghosts, and then you just eject them.
So a little bit of an update. Somebody's Switch overheated.
Hey, did that actually happen?
Yes. Yes, apparently Surskit's Switch overheated is what I'm hearing in my ear. So, Dolly with the insane prediction. We're finally getting to game 1 of SOS 69. And here comes Nice. We see Skip, we see Skippy and Setu. And I believe that is a carbon roller that we're seeing on the side of Black Magic from Puppy. This is going to be a crazy game.
I do believe it is, and we're also seeing Skippy on the mini Splatling, a not so commonly played weapon, but you know what? A very nice one. And speaking of them, F. Yeah, that's all I have for them.
They're going that really. That's going to give
Nice
a little bit of a disadvantage.
First 20 seconds, an early armor has been popped out by Surskit. And I don't know. It's just going to be remaining neutral as Nice is able for what I guess not. It's like I think I say something and then something else happens. It's like, bruh.
Puppy trying to make a little bit of a move here, pushing Nice all the way back into their street. Skippy's going to be able to at least pick them off for right now, equalizing and making sure these zones are a bit neutral. Going to be Black Magic in control first, and they're going to be trying to move up with these specials onto the enemy side. Skippy barely clutches one out, and that coordinated movement together is going to lead them to a hold of their own this time around.
It's only been just the first minute, and we've already seen quite a bit of back and forth action. And I'm very much impressed by that mini Splatling getting a kill on the end zap with armor on them. It's kind of hard to get a kill on something like that. But
yeah, exactly.
The points are ticking down for Nice. They're already down to objective at 60. And now all they kind of have to do is just, paint zone and win their 1v1s, and they should be very good for lead.
Tommy did a great job jumping out there and is going to be able to dodge around that baller, definitely distract them for a little bit longer, and make sure that Black Magic did not get that cap very quickly. And because of that, there's a little bit of neutral going on, and it's going to lead to an equal situation for Nice now, at what looked like it would have been a clean wipe. Yoshi is going to be caught in the zone here, and that's going to be Black Magic all of a sudden crumbling at the seams, even though they had the specials up. Setu gets a little bit caught out here, and finally it's going to be, looks like a good hold for Black Magic, but they're still not able to cap this zone because of the paint output of this mini Splatling. It's insane.
Yeah, mini Splatling is definitely a really strong contender for a painting weapon. I think I remember watching another match where a mini Splatling just kept the zone painted, and it was extremely hard for one team to just cap zone. Like, it was unreal.
No, they're not going to be able to cap zone if they don't have their Tetras up. At this point, they're not going to be able to get it quite yet. Missiles coming out from that mini Splatling is going to at least disperse the members of Black Magic and give them a little bit of room to breathe, and that's Mocha going down on the end zap. Cap goes in for Nice here, but they're going to have to deal with Yorchi over on this flank if they're not careful, and I don't think that they saw it. Is Yorchi going to be able to find it? No, Kami's able to do it! Great pick from Kami, and that's going to be a really big boon for Black Magic.
Yeah, putting their team up by 2 players is definitely a very good thing for the given moment. That Tetris catching that flank was just amazing. Like, do you got like a spider sense or something, man? You got a spider sense? I don't know.
Kami might. Kami very much might, especially with putting that splashdown down onto the ground. It's going to be so much paint. Look at how much they're getting suffocated on the side of Black Magic. They can't really find their way through, and Yorji's going to have to go down here, getting caught out by the ink of Kami. Surskit's going to be the one painting the zone here. It's going to be a mad dash for the cap, but it's not going to be able to find it. Black Magic end up going down. Crap, it has the baller, but it's not going to be too much yet. Yorshi's able to at least find one on that end zap, and there's going to be a baller onto the zone. It's not going to be over yet. After trying to make something happen, and Nice just painted over it, cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, that's. I feel like Black Magic could have coordinated a push a little bit better just to cap zone sooner. Because I feel like they were kind of just dwindling one by one, getting caught trying to make like their own sort of hero plays, if that makes any sense.
It seems like it. At the beginning, they definitely felt like they were having a little bit of a better time, but especially when you have something like that carbon, you're going to want to be trying to make openings because you don't have that strong of a special, right? And once that paint control starts to dwindle, it's going to be so much harder for that carbon to make space themselves. And so it was just kind of a combination of factors, and Nice did a great job at negating everything that Black Magic was trying to do with that aggressive composition, and once they got stuffed out, they could not find a way to make any room.
You know what? I very much agree, and we are also going to another match soon, and that is Tower Control Anchovy Games You have any thoughts on this stage in particular, Magic?
I mean, I am a big fan of TC Anchovy. I've, as ITAP's coach, well, Rip ITAP, this is one that we always worked on, right? Like, this is something that so many players have a rough time going after and trying to figure out exactly how to defend properly and how to time their pushes. And so because of that, it's a very big test of coordination, and I think that Nice is going to have the advantage here, because Black Magic, although they did have some good pushes together and they were doing well at teaming up, you need to have your specials down, and it didn't look like they did in that last game. I don't know, what do you think?
Well, if you're talking about this map, only one thought runs through my head in my mind for anything tower control, and that's Stingray.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I know. I've seen Black Magic run a Stingray before. In fact, I actually got shut down by them when I played against them. Not my most amazing feat, but you know what? Congrats to them because they earned it, I guess.
I mean, hey, whatever they do to win, right?
Exactly. If you have to display a certain weapon that nobody likes, then yes, you play it.
Can't fault it for one to win.
But I also agree, this map is definitely a bit awkward to really push on. Especially that first checkpoint, because riding the tower, you can't really do a whole lot to help your team from there, depending on your weapon.
Exactly. Although something like a Rapid or a Sloshing Machine might have a little bit of a better time. That's looking like what we're going to be seeing from both sides. Surskit this time on the Crapid, and Dafterson is on the Sloshing Machine. And though we do see a very monochromatic weapon scheme from the side of Black Magic, although I guess it fits with the name, right?
Of course it does, except I'd say that the NZAP is more of a grayscale weapon than black.
Well, that's fair. Good to see the specials coming out, and I talked a little bit about that special coordination. Finally, we see the first one come up on the side of Black Magic, but it's really not leading to anything, and this time it's going to be Nice in the driver's seat off of the initial push. Look at these missiles and the Inkjet pushing them all back, and especially with that chip damage with the burst bombs and the Rapid. They might be able to shred this, but yeah, no, it doesn't look like they will, but that's a splashdown jump. Going to be landing here as Setu comes in from the other side. They're not going to be finding anything because there wasn't anybody up on that plat area, but it's going to be at least clearing a little bit of the way for the tower. But Black Magic is sitting comfortably back on their platform.
Yeah, it's good that they're not giving control of their plat away. Black Magic remaining in control, getting control of mid, remaining control in their plat. This is a very solid defensive play right there, because I saw them use missiles quite early to displace the team of Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it looks like they're going to be trying to use the same thing here. Unfortunately, going to get taken down because they got displaced themselves by those missiles. I think Ozuna ended up running into one of their teammates and landing their missiles on them. Best show of teamwork, I think, could be seen in this game. Sloshing Machine going to be trying to land that splashdown, not going to be able to. Kami knows a thing or two about splashdowns, and it's not going to fly under her. This is going to be a really good push leading up for Nice, and it doesn't look like Black Magic is in a position to stop them.
It doesn't really look like they're in the best of position right now. With missiles being popped by that mini splatling and 2 specials at the ready on Nice, Black Magic really has to... They need a special right now. Missiles should help that, and a pick should help. But I don't know. Even being in both teams being in even numbers doesn't seem to really change much of anything. And I guess... oh! Look at this. Skippy being a little bit of a... I don't know what to... I'm like running more out of like things to call people, like whenever they pop off. But they've been hanging on really tight right there. Providing jumps for their team and objective.
Looks like Black Magic is finally able to push them back at least a little bit. Kami, though, try and find a great pick because of the splash damage from those shots and from the bombs, going to lead them to a full wipe. Setu has this Inkjet at the ready. He's going to be able to land a couple of shots here, trying to get Dafter. Not going to be able to find it, though it definitely pushes away the people from the defense of that tower. That's going to be the second checkpoint broken, and that is a massive checkpoint to get through if you're on the side of Nice. You're sitting pretty here, 2 minutes left.
Yeah, they definitely are sitting very nicely with that amazing lead of 30 right now, and they can still keep going. They have members right now, and Black Magic kind of is struggling to play defense right now, struggling to keep up with the aggression that Nice is placing. With 2 picks, Black Magic should be able to helpfully regain control of their plat and start pushing back Nice slowly back into the plat, just like Nice did to them.
Gonna be able to do it right here. Surskit backing all the way up. Gonna be trying to fend themselves off from these players of Black Magic as they get all the way back in. Almost dying to a Fizzy Bomb there. And that Booyah Bomb's gonna throw them and catch them off guard just a little bit. I don't think they were expecting it to be thrown at them. And Black Magic with a minute left could make something happen here if they are careful and methodical and consistent. And it looks like they're at the ready to do so. Dafter's going in, though. Going to get caught out, I believe, by that torpedo. Maybe able to trade, but you're definitely going to want to stay alive here if you want an extended push. And that's going to be the teammate going down as well. Kami's trying to dodge around, making sure this tower can't get anywhere comfortable. And going to be dodging all the way behind Puppy. Not able to find the pick yet, but Surskit's going to be able to clean it up. Dafter trying to make something happen, protect his teammates, trying to jump into the tower. Not going to be able to do so with 30 seconds left. It's such a tough spot if you're Black Magic.
Yeah, this definitely is a very tough spot to be in because you're just... I don't know, I feel like whenever they're trying to make plays, they just wind up falling even. They're not getting the... They're just getting trades. They're not winning the fights, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Like we saw earlier with Dafter getting that trade. Fortunately, This one's not a trade. What a great shot, a great fall-off pick. And this is exactly what Dafter's going to be needing to do. And a great splashdown. Kami's not going to be able to cancel that one. Baby Bomb comes in and is going to keep people all the way off of that area. They're going to have to use this top right area where the ramp is, but they need to get these inkjet shots now. They need to start landing. Surskit's not able to get them down. Finally, we see Kami able to come in from the side and is able to clean it up. That's Nice, taking the set barely. That was such a close game.
Yes, this is prime Splatoon 2 right here. Both teams at war at each other, just slugging it out.
Yeah, they really did slug it out.
That was amazing defense place. Yeah, but that defense by Nice. I would have thought that Black Magic could have had that game. But Nice just comes off and just said, no. No.
And it was that Inkjet that did just enough of displacement and damage and painting to get the other members of Nice where they needed to be. And so that Inkjet going up was super clutch from Setu and was the deciding factor, I think. Because Black Magic had burned through all of their specials early, they had used them especially on that wall when nobody was there. That was a really, really big deal because then they didn't have it to clear off that spot where the Inkjet was coming from.
I don't think I really caught that Inkjet, but I was just a bit more focused on just how just amazed at everything, which that's probably not a great thing in particular, but you know what? I enjoyed it.
It was a great set to watch, and I'm sure the viewers at home agree. But there is one more match to go, one more map mode to get through for this set. See if Black Magic can't regain a little bit of their dignity here on Rainmaker Starfish main stage. And with a snowbally comp and team like Black Magic is, this is probably their best bet. Oh, that's a V-Blaster from Surskit.
I believe it. I believe in them. They got this. They can just hold forward and win. I've seen it happen a lot in solo queue. But yeah,
try and do it here.
V-Blaster. I wonder what's going on then in the head of the V-Blaster player. I didn't quite catch their name, but I wonder what's really going on back there.
Well, Surskit's a Blaster main at heart, and as you can see right there, does great work with it. Already getting into the base of Black Magic, and the wipe super early is not what you want to see. This is already getting to a 29 push. They're already almost up to the pedestal. Could this be a quick knockout, though? They're going to be able to stop it, at least for the time being. Puppy's going to try and shark around this Rainmaker. Maybe should use that paint, but is going to end up going down anyways. Here comes a splashdown again. The double splashdown composition working wonders for this team, and I don't know how Surskit didn't die there. All of a sudden, this is a popped Rainmaker sitting by the pedestal, and Yorshi's going to be able to grab it, but Kami's going to be able to get them down. This is still not what you want to see if you're Black Magic. You need to get this out of your base.
Yep, you may as well drop it just to have a chance, just so you don't risk getting cheesed or something. I'm just amazed at just how quickly the Blaster was able to just run in and just get some annoying picks at the given moment. And the Tetris doing their best to try and get a little bit of a cheese, but I'm sure that someone was already guarding that. That was not really a good idea.
It was so unfortunate though, because if they had died there, it could have like reset the Rainmaker's timer and kept it in their base for longer. Unfortunately, they missed the Rainmaker by sliding right past it, which is really unfortunate if you're on the side of nice. But Black Magic here is going to be able to hang on. They did a great job defending, and they're doing a great job defending here, making sure this Rainmaker is getting all the way forward. Dafter is trying to find the pick, and the last one on the Rainmaker. I think that Nice is out of position. Here's the lead. That's a dunk! Oh. Black Magic all of a sudden swings this one all the way around because they knew that people were flanking in their attic, and they were able to just zoom it past. Yo! That was quick.
Yep, that is truly a Rainmaker moment. You just run it, and then it just knock it out. And that's a 2-1 situation. The overall winner is Nice and Black Magic. Well, congratulations, you won Rainmaker.
They did win Rainmaker, and it was a good call, right? Like, you need to, if you're on the side of Nice there, you need to be the ones that are in position ready to defend. And if you're on Black Magic, if you see that you have the opportunity there, you gotta go for it, you gotta take it. And them, the way that they pushed as well, just having the two members of Puppy and Dafter going ahead of that Rainmaker, sloshing over, making sure they were getting those ledges cleared, was really, really clean.
Of course,
perfect Rainmaker play.
I've been told that you only see an advantage. An advantage only lasts for about 1 second, so you usually gotta capitalize on that 1 second to decide a match. So,
right? No,
Black Magic really did. They really did capitalize on that slight advantage that they saw of the displacement of Nice.
And that's why this set was so good and was so close. It's because we have teams that these are two teams that were able to do both of those things. I believe that our next match is ready and that we will be changing over to that shortly. So we will not be going anywhere. We're going to be sticking around as we are getting ready to watch, I believe it is Cherry versus Pizza Rat. Oh, I apologize. It looks like we are going to be going to a break. We will be right back with Swimmer Sync. Stay tuned.
We don't get a break? We're supposed to have a mandatory 5-minute break, I guess, but I guess not.
Welcome back, everyone, to Swim or Sink 69. We're getting right into this game. This is Cherry Limade versus Pizza Rat, a pickup full of Lux, Siren, Soren, and Pain. And these are two teams that are going to be slobberknockers. They are not going to be playing too many meta weapons, although we do see Soren on that K-shot. And this is going to be a set for the ages, as Pain here is going to be able to dodge away after one goes down on the side of Pizza Rat.
Oh yeah, hello. We are Magic 8 Ball and Dally, and we are here with, well, literally right here, watching Lily strapped around I can't even make out my words today. Strafe around on the junior, moving, popping armor. As they should, and it looks like they just managed to slip through and are gonna get a power clam. Look, that is what we call some movement right there.
You see Lily doing their thing on that junior. Not gonna be able to get a follow-up from the teammates on Cherry Limade, although we do see the Squeezer end up getting one. This is going to be a tough match for both of these teams to break in because defense on this map is so tough to break through. But if you have a blob-lobber like that can end up getting two, this is going to be a huge way to get the clams in. They need to have that clam economy though, and if you're on hubback, you can easily manipulate these clam spawns into your favor.
You can. And you know what? Something I'm really excited to watch is just the Explosion versus Bloblobber, because the two longest range Slossers versus each other. Like, I've always found that to be like a very interesting matchup.
Yeah. So right here doing a good job defending that power claim and defending himself from Crim, just trying to use that Tri-Slosher to make something happen. Bomb Rush comes in on the side of Pizza Rat, and that's going to be the lead at the very least. Missile's coming in as well, not going to be able to find anyone. And this is the cleanup from Limade, and they're going to have to start this counter push, but they can't get too hasty with it. We've seen so many pushes die from being too hasty on clamlets.
Yeah, you definitely want to be patient, and right then and there, I see an advantage. A pick off the X-Flow, little bubbles being popped in. I'm sure that Cherry Limeade can just run it right now, and I guess not.
Oh, I guess not. There were too many bombs. I think that Pain ended up having a bomb rush at the ready to defend from those bubbles, and because of that, Pika's stranded here the last one in mid. Karen trying to find something here, tries to drop roll away from that jump, but not going to be able to find anything. Pizza able to jump back. Excuse me. Pika's able to jump back, and Pizza Rat is trying to make a move to regain the lead once again. This is very low scoring halfway through.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honestly, I'm gonna be expecting like either a all-out shut push, a knockout, or just a lengthy match, kind of like this, where you have low scores. And I did see Pizza Rat fall down 3 players, but there wasn't enough clams for Cherry Limeade to really warrant another push, which is a bit unfortunate.
It's a bit unfortunate because they ended up getting stalled out by Lux's Explosher once again. Pika's gonna get stuck in this corner. Barely not gonna be able to find anything. They're able to save the power climb at the very least, which is lucky if you're on the side of Cherry Limeade. But this is such a good job defending from Pizza Rat. Like, they've been going down, they've been having specials thrown at them, but every single time they've been able to at least make sure that the clams aren't in the favor of Limeade, make sure that they have enough paint, enough specials to keep them back for the time being, and Limeade has not capitalized off of these picks correctly. They've been getting in neutral, and because of that, look at how much pressure Lux is able to put on with this Explosher, and one ends up going down. Crim trying to dive in, trying to find something, not able to find anything. Lux might even get another one here. The missile's coming out onto this ball, and it's just Pika left alive, and this is a very big push coming in.
Yeah, that is a very big push. I saw that thing go from instantly from 70 all the way to 25. What an amazing lead right there by Pizza Rat. I don't think they're going to be able to get any more as the Bassett's going to be closing. But Soren doing a good job to make sure that they stay alive. They will not get picked off too early.
It's going to be tense. 1 minute remaining. Cherry Limeade needs to find the clams, to be honest. They need to spend some time, not trying to focus too much on picks, trying to get these clams, because they're going to get collapsed on by these specials if they're not careful and if they're not focused on maintaining the control. And that's exactly what happens. Pika's able to at least work their way into this corner of the map and try and find Pain here before this Bomb Rush ends up picking them off, and it's able to get him! And Pika all of a sudden pops off and gets 3, and now this is a push for Cherry Limeade. They do form a clam. Lily's gonna try and get this dunk, but not able to find it. Soren's there on the respawn a little bit too quickly, and there's only one power clam. There is some power clam left alive for Limeade from Pity Clams, but if they get dunked on in the next 15 seconds, it's going to be over.
Next 15 seconds plus 30 in overtime. They have like very little time to really make a push. So whatever happens, they have to do it as quickly as possible. With the Tri-Slosher falling down, this chances seem quite slim right now. A Bomb Rush has been placed just to try to get some control, and oh my lord, what a cancel on the bubbles right there by Soren. It looks like the Bloblobber is trying to run it, but it's no avail, and I guess that's a delayed wipe off the side of Cherry Limeade.
That's going to be the game. Limeade looking like they were struggling to make those continual pushes. And Pizza Rat able to take a game. I believe that Pizza Rat was seated below Limade, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to check this on the brackets real quick, but this is fantastic. If you're on the side of Pizza Rat, this is exactly what you want to be seeing.
Yep. And we also got like the next two maps. Our next map is going to be Splatzone's Mako Mart. So you got any thoughts? You thinking we're going to see Explo versus Bloblubber again on here?
It's going to depend. It's going to depend on how Limade's feeling. If they're not confident with the Explosher Blob matchup, they could go with a couple different ways. And so because of that, they have a lot that they could run. Limade has a very diversified weapon pool, especially Pika and Crim and Shiny specifically. They can, especially Shiny loves E-Leader on this map, and so we're gonna have to see if they're gonna be running that, if they're gonna be running with bubbles. I think that they're just not as comfortable on humpback clams. I think that something like Mako Zones is gonna be more their speed.
I see, and you know what? An E-Leader on this map is definitely sounding really, really nice. I mean, Mako Mart is not like a big map, but it's small enough where E-Leader has so much control. Like, it can control, like, way too much space over this map. It's unreal.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the point, right? And especially you can put out bubbles, which are also oppressive. You can have the beacons to make sure that you can get back in quickly. It's actually a really nice setup, and it's something that I've struggled to deal with myself when I've played them. Although on the side of Pizza Rat, they're going to be probably sticking to their bread and butter. I'm expecting a Splasher, I'm expecting a Junior, I'm expecting Soren to go ham on this K-Shot.
You know what? If that comp on that pump track ain't broke, don't fix it. I think we're seeing a slight change in something because I don't recall seeing a splash on the last comp.
No, I believe that Pain used Splash last time because they did have the Bomb Rush a couple of times, which stopped those pushes. On the other side, though, we are seeing Pika switch off to the Washing Machine Neo with Point Sensor and Splat Bomb Rush. This one's going down. Siren on that Junior, not able to get off the armor, but not able to stay alive with it. Gonna be Pizza Rat in control first, though, as these first few specials are coming up, and Crim is trying to use that Tri-Slosher on this stack to get a little bit of oppression, and that's Pizza Rat getting shoved in first.
Yeah, they definitely got pushed back quite a bit. And hey, you know, we were talking about like Bloblubber. They brought in an E-Leader. Cherry Limeade now has an E-Leader, which I am going to be very happy to see.
Two go down there. What? I think that Shiny ended up getting a couple of snipes in the spawn, and that's going to be two down. This is going to be such a huge lockout if you're on the side of Cherry Limeade. And I don't know how you're going to break back in if you're on the side of Pizza Rat. You're going to be able to at least take down Crim here, and that's a very good start. Not going to be able to make too much more room, though, as Soren ends up going down, getting a little bit overextended. This is 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I think that if you're Pizza Rat, you want to play a lot more carefully right now. But as the team has been slowly getting picked off by various members of Cherry Limeade, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to make it to the zone to get a cap in time. Right there, that's the knockout.
It's a massive knockout. If you're on Cherry Limeade, that's exactly what you want to feel. Right? You want to feel like you're in control the entire time. And Pizza Rat, like, it looked like they had a couple good moments. It looked like that was, it looked like they had a couple of really, like, good picks at the start. They had the armors going. They had their specials, but that wasn't the key. That wasn't the ticket.
It didn't really see like the greatest game, but you know what? The fact that right now the score is even means that it's anyone's game right now. Both teams have proven that they have strengths in different areas, and now we get to see them duke it out on Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard. I'm hoping to see that E-Leader return though, because as much as I don't really think E-Leader's particularly great on Tower Control, I still think E-Leader can prove to be useful on this map, just like it was in Splat Zones. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think that they have to be feeling that it was a really good way to counter effect Lux's Explosher, because if they can't really get a lot of moving, and if people are outside of Lux's range, then they're easy pickings for the other members of Limeade. And if they're inside of Lux's range, then it's going to be on Shiny to move Lux, right? And in that combination, I think that they're going to be probably doing a similar thing with that E-leader to make sure that Lux really can't get comfortable. I don't know, though. It's going to be tough because if they end up... It really seemed like what happened during those sets was that, during that first match, was that when they got those pushes, those openings, they didn't have the clams and the specials quite at the ready, but you don't need something like that once you find those openings on tower control. So I think that we're going to see Limade win this one again. I might be biased. I understand that. But that's just my intention, my hunch.
Well, I guess I'll root for Pizza Rat, because to be honest, I'm kind of really feeling pizza and the rat today. Kind of want some pizza, though. And I'm amazed at like the interesting comp that has been brought out. We're seeing custom E-leader, we're in vanilla Gluga Doolies, Slosher Neo. I don't think you really see that very often. And look at that, an early pick for Cherry Limeade. Things are looking pretty good for them.
Things are looking good.
Junior just got knocked off right now.
Yeah, ends up going down. Very unfortunate, but these Glugas are going to be able to put in at least a little bit of work on that spinner. Going to be able to mark some people out as well. The Pain Bombs are going to be able to pick off Crim, and although Lux goes down, it looks like this is going to be a good position for the members of Pizza Rat. They can Shark here, they can make sure that they use their mobility correctly, which is the one thing that Limade's composition doesn't have. And look at this armor, and the missile is going to be able to shut down Crim in this situation. Unfortunately, Soren ends up going down to lead to Shiny. And again, we're seeing the counterattack of Cherry Limeade. Once they get that pressure with the E-leader, they can make anything happen, and Crim gets up huge with 2 picks, and the roll away, gonna be able to try and find Pain here, not gonna be able to do it. It's an even Stevens right now, and Limeade's able to get the lead, although it's a very, very small one. Finally, we're going back to at least a bit of neutral, and after a minute and a half, neither team has made any forward progress.
I think that this match has literally been at neutral for a minute and a half. If this was unneutral, one team would have already been at checkpoint 1 or done with it, if you know what I mean. And look at that, Pain making the flank to go take out Shiny. What a good jumping.
That was
this guy's just got
good,
control right at that grate. Like that is some very important control right there. Even though they just got picked, having that area in control is pretty dangerous.
Exactly. It's such a good defensive spot, and if that's taken away from the members of Limeade, that means that they can't do a good job defending this tower. The E-leader is going to be able to at least pressure the tower and get some picks here. Sora's going to try and find Shiny. The Booyah Bomb comes down, and the bubbles are coming in. This tower is getting thrown every single special each which way, and Lily's able to throw bombs, sit back, and relax. But the members of Pizza Rat are getting picked off, but are coming back in quickly because they have the jumps and they have the positioning.
Yeah, it's definitely important to hold some positions at a time because you want your team to jump in at specific moments. Like, that's kind of like why I like playing Anchor as well, because you get to, as long as you live, you get to watch stuff like this happen, like Soren getting a nice double right there and forcing a jump out on Shiny. Like, that is why I like playing Anchor, because you get to watch stuff like that happen. And Shiny doing their best to play defense with bubbles, hanging back with the E-leader as well.
Looks like they are going to be able to at least find another push, another little bit of headway on the side of Pizza Rat. And they're doing a wonderful job just keeping back the members of Limade, keeping them at arm's distance, and then as soon as they try and over-approach, they can move around, jump out, and get their specials tossed out. Finally, we're seeing the first advantage of the game for Limade. But we're going to have to see if they can find anything here. They're going to making sure to try and make sure that Pain isn't sneaking around anywhere. The bubbles end up blocking the Booyah as Crim ends up doing what Pain did to them! And that's going to be 3 down on the side of Pizza Rat because of a great play from Crim. We're going to be trying to find Pain here. This tower isn't moving though, which is the important part. That's the objective. You need to have that to win the game. They're not going to be able to find it. And all of a sudden, once again, it seems like Limade has missed their opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. They should have had objective when they were much earlier. Like, I think they just fumbled objective, which is definitely going to make it harder for them to make this next push work because you have to capitalize on your advantages. They had the numbers advantage for a good while, and they didn't capitalize on that. And Pizza Rat is able to capitalize on that misplay on them to regain advantage up mid.
That was so tough too because the members were down and Krim was an inkjet and everyone was trying to, especially Pain did such a good job stalling near the tower to make sure that nobody could get on there safely and make sure they had to deal with him first. So a great individual play from Pain to make sure that nobody was able to have that objective, but with 20 seconds left, where you see Pain doing once again the same thing, and is going to be sitting so far back with the Booyah and the Bomb Rush at the ready to make sure that this tower cannot get through. But Lux is the furthest one forward and ends up getting picked off by Shiny. A great pick, and now this Bomb Rush is probably going to have to come in and eat this Bubble Blower, but I don't know where Pain is. Pain seems to be so far back and playing so skittishly. They need to go now! This Bomb Rush is not going to be able to do
They went in now, and they were able to
get one! Pain is able to get one, get two! Trying to climb this tower, and it's able to do it! What in the world? Pain! How did you come up so clutch?
Hey. He came in to bring in the pain, that's what I'm telling you. Like, he got 2 picks just because Suction Bombs hit bubbles. I can't think of a bigger moment to say F for. But that was so well done.
Literally 30 seconds earlier, decided to go all the way back from mid after being in a precarious situation and just sit and play the win condition. And literally at the last second possible, ended up capitalizing on it. Holy cow. I cannot believe that just happened.
I can. We just saw it, man. We just saw it. All right.
Oh
well.
goodness. That was crazy.
Yeah,
I believe that we are going for a short break. But we will be right back with another intense set in Resilience versus the Grillers. So stay tuned for SOS 69. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to SOS 69. We've had 2 great sets already at the beginning of this tournament. And this is just a group stages. This is just a group stages. I am so happy at how these matches have gone. My name is Magic 8-Ball, and I'm joined here by Dolly. Dolly, how are you liking these matches?
Oh, I've been enjoying these matches. In fact, I've been left more speechless and fumbled for words, if anything. And I'm actually quite excited to see Resilience and the Grillers play today. Seeing quite a bit of familiar faces. I mean, I know Taku. Hi, Taku. I've heard of Jamie, Devi, and I think I've ran into Resilience quite a lot in solo queue also. You know, I'm quite excited to see what these teams will bring to the table and who will come out on top.
Yeah, these are 2 teams that really have grown and become known in the era of low ink, right? And so because of that, they're well known and well loved within the scene. I mean, Daybreak is a great player. Seeing this roster together again just gives me so many good memories of seeing them in low ink on the side of Resilience. Like Carbine is a great player as well. Just 2 that really stick out to me. And then obviously, you know, Jamie, who I was able to meet thankfully at Low Tide City, and so many others on the side of the Grillers who have been around for so long and done a lot in the community as well. So it's great to see them. It's great to see them out here still competing, still doing well, and to see which one of these teams is going to be the better team out of that low ink batch.
Yep, and I'm just waiting for maps to come up and here they are. You know, I have such a nice thing for queues and all that. And our first match is going to be on Rainmaker and Manta Maria. What are your thoughts on this? What do you like to do on this Magic?
There's going to be a lot of missiles. There's going to be a lot of missiles. There's going to be... It makes sense, right? Because Manta is so claustrophobic with those high walls, with a lot of unpaintable walls, and the really tight corridors that you find yourself in. Especially, even those high areas are so important to move people out of, and so missiles are nice for that too. And so it's the combination of those things that really make missiles really strong on Manta. But on top of that, I want to see weapons that do well with vertical exchanges. I want to see your sloshers. I want to see your dynamos and flingses. I want to see that. Of course, this is the Grillers. They're going to be using a Hydra.
You know, when you were talking about the Rollers and Sloshers, I just wanted to tell you, you're just saying you're expecting a crap ton of missiles, but
yeah,
those kinds of weapons are kind of more susceptible to missiles because they're a lot slower in terms of movements versus most shooter type weapons, which really sucks. I mean, it would be nice to play those weapons without getting cucked by a missile every time.
Yeah, honestly, that's a really good point. And so because of that, it's tough to pick those weapons when you know that you're going to be getting caught in those tight situations and in those high paint situations. I don't know. What do you do in those situations if you are on those weapons? Can you work around it?
I think you can, so long as you have an area pre-painted to move behind on, to fall back on, you know? Mm-hmm. As long as you have an escape route planned or a way to avoid it, you should be fine. But if not, you're kind of screwed.
So it's
best to just not. It's best to also not just it's best if you're playing something like a Slosher or a lighter roller. I think it's easier to avoid missiles. But if you're playing something extremely slow, you have to be a lot more precise with how you move.
Yes, I like the way that you phrase that. Precise with how you move is correct, and making sure that each movement you have is intentional, right? That's a really good point. I believe you're waiting on.
I want to tell you something. I actually thrive on a map that would require missile spam.
Really?
Yes. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Jet Squelcher.
All right. Enough from you and your Jet Squelcher shenanigans. We've got a Hydra here, and we've got a... Is that a double inkjet composition from Resilience? Hello? Gudako on the Squiffer. I thought I'd seen it all today, but apparently not. That is a fresh Squiffer coming out of Resilience. they're going to be trying to make a move, and it looks like they're going to be able to do so successfully, picking up this Rainmaker first. And this Squiffer is going to move Devi out of her perch, able to at least find one on that Inkjet, but getting missiled here and trying to fight this Squiffer is not going to do well. All of a sudden, Gudako is leading the charge with this Squiffer. Going to be trying to take down these two players in the Claymask area. Not going to be able to do so. That's a good first push and a good first showing for Resilience, but they're going to get wiped.
Yeah, that definitely was a good first push. And you know, I know something about the Grillers. Nice! They're running triple missiles! No!
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. The double K-shot. It's just such a strong weapon here, too. Cookie trying to go in, find the Squiffer. He's going to be able to do so. Devi was, or I believe that was Taku, was not able to find quite the lead there on that Rainmaker. And is going to be get shut down. Resilience able to at least hold on there and play good defense, and even with one of the members of the Grillers moving super far forward, you're going to hold on for now, but Taku's going to try and make something happen, able to at least find one, maybe find another, and that's going to be them running for the Rainmaker. Can they grab it in time? They do, and they've got a path painted for them, as well as a member here to help them. Jamie's able to paint the path. They're able to get down to 14, going higher with this thing, and that's a one push for the Grillers. Nice.
Yeah, Taku made an amazing play. 2 picks, and look at that! Jamie finishing it right then and there. That was a comeback. Kinda. I mean, 50 wasn't like too big of a push, you know. But that is how you finish it. That is how you play Rainmaker, right there.
That is fantastic. Fantastic from the Grillers. And although they're doing the thing, it was not the missile spam that ended up netting them that win. That was good, clean mechanical play from Taku, as well as taking that opening and Jamie following them right there, following at the back of Taku to make that play and having trust in your teammates to make something happen. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and you know how both teams have been, I'm sure both teams have been around, but I know that the Grillers have played a lot more together than Resilience has recently, because I know Resilience was on a break until like Splat 3 would be coming out.
Right.
And I guess now they're together again. Which, congratulations. I hope we're together by the time Splat 3 comes out.
Right, and, you know, like, the Grillers have been having a lot of practice recently, right? Whereas, you know, the Resilience not as much, and that might be showing here. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't a good first showing from them. Like, they had a good first push. The Squiffer was ended up doing super duper well. Just a couple of things didn't quite go their way. But on something like Clan Blitz, you can't really get away with something like that, right?
Yeah, Rainmaker will always forever be the cheese mode.
Yeah. The stinky cheese.
I don't think stinky cheese. Just cheese.
Well, I guess there is good cheese and stinky cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't think Rainmaker cheese is stinky?
No, I don't. I just think that if you let yourself get cheese, then you literally played yourself.
You know, that's fair. That's very fair. Elaborate on that a little bit for the audience.
Well, how would I elaborate on it? You basically let... It's... If you get wiped and you get knocked out immediately after, that's kind of on you guys for not staying alive. But I understand that sometimes that's not always the most applicable thing. Because sometimes you just get out-aggressioned or just out-mechanicked at times.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's just the literal cheese, where someone does a flank from Africa, steals the Rainmaker from under your nose, and then knocks it out, and then you can't get back there in time to defend it. That's kind of on you for not protecting the Rainmaker or moving it away, but you know what? We're playing Clan Blitz now.
What did you say? I think you peeked there for a little bit. Debbie has been trying ballpoint, apparently, and is not going to be using the infamous Hydra, instead opting for the beacons and the rain to help them push in, as well as leaving one of their own members of the Grillers to that armor. Going to be trying to take down Daybreak here, and they are able to do so. 2 go down on either side. It's even Stevens if Debbie doesn't die to these missiles, but they're going to be backed up into this corner, and they're going to give way fully to their street, where there's a lot of clams being tossed on the side of the Resilience, and they're going to be able to make the first push. No! Cookie was there! Cookie able to find them, or excuse me, Taku. Taku's on the K-Shot this time. Is able to find them. Debbie here in this stream is going to be making an aggressive play. It is going to be pushing them back. It's just Daybreak left alone in the middle of the map, but is going to be able to find Cookie through that time. On the pro, Jamie's not going to be able to do much as well because that Nautilus has such a good fire rate, and here comes the clams for Resilience.
Yeah, Daybreak on the Nautilus, that's definitely a very dangerous thing to be aware of. Nautilus is just so annoying as a weapon to deal with for me personally, because it just lasers you. But it's still counterable in a way, as they still have to have control to do it. And look at that, Resilience is able to start knocking points off the board. While their lead isn't very much, they still are able to get some points off the board. Daybreak doing their best to try and get some more in. I think they could have gotten a power clam in there instead of just that singular clam, which would have been the better play to secure a better lead. But you know what, they still have lead right now.
Still do, and it's not a super high lead, right? Like that's one clam and 4 little clams, and that's very easily beatable if you're on the side of the Grillers, and you're going to be trying to go gun for that first push to be as big as it can possibly be, and that's really the key here on Clamless, is to make sure that first one, before you get that penalty, makes a mark. And although there's only 2 members left alive on the side of the Grillers, that's exactly what they're going to try and do. That's a 60-point push and a lead. And Cookie's still alive and is going to be able to net a jump, unfortunately dying to a bomb right on that shield. It ran at the perfect timing to make sure that they did not even get a chance to throw that clam in. And it's just going to be Jamie left alive, as Resilience is going to try and make a counter push here. They do have clams at the ready and a lot of specials.
Yep, this is definitely spelling big push material right now. They have 2 missiles and an inkjet. I think that's all they need. And a pick. That's 2 picks. That's all they need. That's really all they need to just make something happen right now. Daybreak right there, doing some massive cleanup. They're gonna just yeet in so many clams right at this given moment. Like, it is gonna be unreal. Daybreak getting punished immediately, trying to inkjet right now. And it looks like the Guerrillas are very quick to play a very solid defense to prevent any more clams from being chucked in right now.
They did prevent it for a little while, but they tried to defend themselves in that ink rail for a little while and ended up getting picked off because Daybreak saw them. Can't really hide in that thing if you know what you're looking for. Oh, it's so unfortunate. That was such a funny kill. But Daybreak really made them work there, and Daybreak going down here on this push with the Grillers, especially when they have 4 specials at the ready, is going to be not what you want to see. And here come all 4 of them as they're going to try and make some headway. They do have the clams enough to make a power clam, although they don't have one quite yet. These respawns are going to be coming up soon. They need to be getting more kills right now. Daybreak's the only one left alive, and they're stuck on the snipe. They've got the clams here to end this thing, probably, if they really wanted to. And they're still not going down. Resilience needs to make a pick here.
Yeah, they definitely do need something to happen. And look at that, Jamie coming in with even more clams to put even more pressure on them. This is really going to last for a long time. And that is the knockout for the Grillers.
That's the Grillers taking the
witness
set.
who threw it in, but they basically just took the set right then and there.
That was a massive W if you're on the side of the Grillers, to make sure that that team was put down, make sure that you stood your ground. And although Daybreak did wonderful things, and the rest of the members of Resilience had some really good plays and some good picks, it was just a lot of pressure and really, really well-coordinated pushes from Grillers, and that's the mark of a team that's been together and practicing for a long time, and props to them. Props to them for having their good setups, you know?
Yes, I very much agree, and I've gotten to see them improve a lot, and this is really, they've really showcased how well having a good bond with like your team and just how much synergy you can go far together. Like, they've improved a lot. And I'm liking this. I like watching them just run something like Hydra and win. Or something as generically boring as double K-Shot and orange zap or triple missile.
Well, yeah. That is what this game has come to.
Hey, at least
really
it's not my gameplay.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
As much as I will hate on Jet Squelcher, I still mean the weapon. But beside the point, we got Splat Zone's
You can hate
Profit.
something you love. That is a completely reasonable thing to say, you know? It's
Yeah,
just
that's
a love-hate
literally everyone
relationship.
in this community. I hate this game. Played the game anyways. Says it's one of the best games ever created.
I mean,
Okay, maybe not that, but
I mean,
I mean, a lot of us like this game, but I'm pretty sure we all have said we hate it at some point.
yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. It's the idea of the game makes it worthwhile, but yeah. Anyways, zones on P-Pin. What's your take here?
Hydra. Bring out the Hydra again, Divi. I know you brought out Ballpoint and therefore you win my favoritism award, but you play Hydra. Please play Hydra.
That's a really good point. Hydra's such a good weapon here. Sorry, was getting something in my ear. Hydra's a really good weapon here, and it can, especially on that right side where Devi's posted up right now, can be such an oppressive pick. But against an E-leader, if they're expecting it, it goes well for the E-leader, but if they're not, Devi's going to end up going down here to the junior Julian, doing a great job using those bombs and that paint and that armor to make sure that they can clear out anyone on that belt. But if that E-leader ends up getting that position again, when Devi's able to capitalize off of it and doesn't end up going down, it's going to spell disaster for Resilience.
Yes. And E-Leader versus Hydra. E-Leader is literally the killer of all spawnings. This is why I stopped playing Ballpoint. But you know what? We're not here to talk about me. I really want to see Gudako shut out Devi with the E-Leader. Or, if anything, I'd love to see a Hydra just absolutely dance all over an E-Leader. And that's also a great sight to see.
Although it wasn't a Hydra quite dancing, it was a bunch of shooters running forward, dancing all over that E-Leader, and ended up getting them down. Carmine here trying to spread the forces of the Grillers thin and use that bomb rush from the other side to maybe get some combined pressure, some split pressure, and cap this zone before they end up losing the lead. And it looks like they're going to be able to do so. Carmine on the splash is able to find one as well. Maybe even find another. Sees one hiding in the ink and is going to be able to take it down. It's just Devi, and that ends up going down too. All of a sudden, a wipe on the side of the Grillers, and Resilience looking alive and quite resilient. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they definitely are showing major resilience. Hahaha, excuse our terrible pun. But look at this, the Grillers came to just barbecue all over them. They already got a pick on the either, which should definitely make things extremely easy for Devi right now. Bubbles being popped up. One of the zones is already capped. They just need to get the other one and all should be good. They're able to reapply a penalty onto Resilience, which is exactly what they need. But I think right now they need some more picks. They need a pick. And hey, look at that, they get one.
They end up getting two, actually. Wait!
And 3, and 4! They got a wipe.
Good on them, really. That was exactly what you said. They needed a pick right then. And they popped the specials, they made the move in the right way to capitalize off of that positioning. Cookie, you're trying to find something with these bubbles and that suction bomb. Really just making sure that they're completely blocked out of this area if they're on the side of Resilience. And although they end up getting missiled, and although Resilience ends up getting the zone, they're going to be staying in the lead. That's so unfortunate for the Grillers. They had just one tick left to go before they got it.
Yeah, whenever matches are decided by 1 point, this is where things get extremely intense. But the thing is that Resilience can also stall out this entire match if they wanted to, because you only have to control one zone to stop points from getting added. And on a map like this, I have seen just how unreal it can get sometimes, like how little points get thrown in because of how much you just paint the zone.
What I'm hearing is that these gamers need to get real and get some picks. Unfortunately, Taku's not going to be able to find one. Cookie ends up going down over on the other side. They need to get the zone now, and unfortunately for Grillers, they need to back up because their members are down. They ended up overextending, and Resilience did a great job of picking them off. Now there's a bomb rush coming in. They need to cap this zone and make sure that it's not getting painted over and not die to these bombs. Taku doing a great job dodging. The armor comes up to at least save them for now, and the Grillers are still hanging onto the zone. They want this lead so badly. They want this game still, even though they've won this set. They want to make sure that they have every chance at going to top cut. And Look at them go. Look at them go. They have the lead.
Yeah,
Here
I'm looking at
comes-
them go too. Like, they have been able to... They were just able to get the lead right then and there. They were also able to stall out the zone for so long, which is exactly what I was talking about earlier, how you could just stall out the zone for a long time on this map. It's like one of the most amazing things on this map. It's just how easy it is to just stall.
And that's exactly what they're doing. They're able to stall it out here for even a little bit longer. Resilience needs this cap to go, and they need to hold on to this. Like you said, they can't let this get stalled out. They need the points so that Rillers doesn't have time to recuperate and get back in. These bubbles that were going to land on the zone, and Cookie does such a great job at making sure that the zone is not staying on the Resilience color. This is going to be huge. Carbine and Julie need to make something happen now. End up getting one with that burst bomb, able to find the clutch pick, and there's 10 ticks left. Unfortunately, there's still not enough paint on the side of Resilience for them to keep going. They need 10 ticks. The Bombers comes out for Resilience. There's no specials online for the Grillers, and it looks like they're going to try and paint over this.
They're able to neutralize it. And no, they lost lead.
Gosh. Resilience keeping their heads held high for so long to clutch out that final win. And a good job to them. They definitely deserved it.
They definitely did. And you know who else deserves some praise? The Grillers for holding on their own very much. They too were also very resilient.
That is
I am not doing good with my words today.
The Grillers have hung on. They are going to be moving on, I believe. Let's check the standings. They are going to be moving on to... Well, it depends on whether or not Tuki ends up winning their last set, although I believe that they will. It looks like they're heading on to Hammerhead bracket.
Ooh, that's still really good.
Yeah, it's very good. And so... that is going to be it for the group stages. We've got a great top cut ahead of everyone, and it is going to be exciting to see who exactly comes out on top during all of this. Stay tuned, you don't want to go anywhere. This is Swimmer Sync 69. I'm Magic 8 Ball. I'm with Dolly.
Yes,
We'll be right
I
back.
are Dolly. And we will see you in Top Cut.
Just
Welcome back to SOS, Swim or Sink. That's what it stands for. 69. This is Top Cut. I'm Magic 8 Ball. I'm here with Dolly. Dolly, what a set we have here for us.
We got 7.5 gang versus Tuki. And I'm starting to notice some people have been putting their name 69 in their name. And I think the most clever one I've seen is 69/138 half. Because it's quite literally, 69 is quite literally the half of that.
Right, so that's one half, or half as they're called. A strong player in their own right. This is going to be a crazy set, because we've got Tuki, the remnants of Tuki, the spirit of Tuki, back with us once again, back from the grave. Mr. Z, Sakura, Storm Hero, Lorraine, all these great players. And then we've got some of the members from Lush who got second at Low Tide City in Boopy and Haya, as well as some of their friends, some of the other J15 gang members, and Red Spy, Pulp, and Havoc, of course, also a great player from +3. And these are teams that are going to be gunning for each other.
I have no doubt in any saying of that text that they are going to be gunning at each other. Especially if the first match is going to be Tower Control and Inkblot Art Academy. Like, I like this map. I mean, this is just such a universally liked map. Except for on Climb Blitz. But it's not Climb Blitz. It's Tower Control.
Right, and it's going to be... it's kind of like Anchovy in the fact that it takes a very coordinated team with proper special usage to clear out those key areas to make this map happen. And let's see if I can get it. Let's see, J15... 7.5 gang at the ready. Boopy on that splash and Havoc on that slosher machine.
Alright, I'm going to do this for the not player because they're playing Nautilus and their name's Hog Rider, but I can't do it.
Dolly, I'm so sorry. You peaked there. Hog Rider is going to be here trying to find one. Havoc ends up cleaning it up. They're going to be to a great start. 7.5 gang already moving the tower. Havoc trying to get up here, but a great pick from, I believe, that is Mr. Z on Tuki. Although I have no idea what these names. This is going to be a great set because of that. Firefin Splat Charger is going to be trying to put in a lot of work against this hyper-offensive team that is 7.5 gang.
Yeah, I'm going to just make the assumption, I think it's safe to make the assumption that Mr. Z is the Firefin, as Mr. Z is a Charger mage.
Right. You know, had to put 2 and 2 together there real quick, sorry. Professional commentator math.
Professional math is like calculating the square root of pi. Yeah,
anyways,
I'm not going to do that.
Missiles coming out here for 7.5 gang. Sucker trying to jump out here. Not going to be able to find Lorraine. Sitting underneath the tower. And is going to be able to at least put a stop to it for now, although the members of Tuki really need to be careful and preserve their lives while their junior, the support, is coming back up. They really can't move too far forward, though. They finally have some missiles to get things rolling, but ended up getting missiled themselves. Inkjet comes alive for Hog Rider, and Red Spy is up in the base. Might be able to find one here onto Sakura. Havoc able to jump in and splash down as well, and is going to be finding the Nautilus, and it's just a charger jump again. This is looking very bad for Tuki.
Yeah, this is definitely looking not great for Tuki because they have a sloshing machine in an area where they can take advantage of the ledges. When you're a sloshing machine, you really want those ledges. And Havoc is right there doing a good job securing ledges, making sure that Tuki is unable to move. A suction bomb rush right out there from Boopy to help secure lead. And look at that, that is a knockout for 0.5 gang.
And a quick one, too. I mean, Tuki looked like they had a couple of good plays, like they had a good breakout there at the right towards the end, and before they ended up getting snuffed out. But really, I'd say it was a relatively close game. It was a very low key. You know, there was a lot of jostling, there was a lot of positioning. It wasn't a bloodbath. Definitely not.
But all it took was just a really solid push from Havoc to really prevent them from doing much of anything. But now we're moving on to Rainmaker Sturgeon.
Oh boy. Oh joy. Oh goodness, this is gonna
I'm
be.
feeling that joy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
Where
in
you
like
feeling
there's
it?
nothing in there. There's no joy. Yeah, this map is either you cheese for lead, jumping to Brazil, or you're just trying to wedge your way through the window or slick. There's like no in between. There's only one good way to push on this map, and it's literally on the left through a spinner.
Yeah. Honestly. Other than that, like, you can make window pushes work, although it's a lot harder, and it really depends on the positioning, right? Like, if they overcommit to left, you usually have a good time going down into the pit and climbing up that block. But it's very situational, and it's going to depend on which team can parse out exactly what they need to do in each situation.
Regardless, I'm sure that each team will figure out a way on how they're going to push on this map, because no matter what happens, you always find a way. You always know the way.
That's a meme that I haven't heard in so long. Oh my goodness.
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way?
Pulling memes out from the depths of the internet here on SOS 69, and I'd say that, especially during Cat Made, we're actually just... This is meme central, right here at IPL.
No, it's Comedy Central. We're a streaming platform who streams comedy shows.
You know what? That's what it feels like sometimes. Especially when people like Grace and JPEG get on the mic, cough, cough. We're here at Rainmaker Sturgeon Shipyard. Tuki, a lot of swim speed. Gonna be trying to go for this pop very quickly. A really aggressive composition coming out, the double shot. Something we really don't see too often, but it's not much change from the side of 7.5 gang, and because of that, they're gonna be able to hop onto that charger very quickly. Hog Rider not able to find anything, gonna try and have to back up all the way here with their teammate, but this Rainmaker is already going up to the slick. Hog Rider with that backup is going to be able to put a stop to it. Rainmaker got a little bit overzealous. But with these missiles coming out, it should be a good pop and maybe even a pickup for the side of 7.5 gang if they can keep the specials rolling, and they do.
Seems like they're able to keep things rolling, but an immediate inkjet. Oh, look at that. That was a clean double. Triple right there. Inkjet from the Hog Rider to shut things out. I am promised to not do that again.
That was a fantastic... You know what was really funny? I thought it was going to be a huge brain play from Booby to block, like body block, that first inkjet shot, and then he didn't even go for the Rainmaker on the second shot. Ended up just picking off someone who's going to kill their teammates, and then go for the Rainmaker. And stopping the push at 56 is actually really good. Like, that's a good place to stop it at. Fortunately, Red Spot here is going to be able to finish off the last member of Tuki as this 7.5 gang is ready to go on the offensive once again. Look at how far Boopy is forward. Look at how many specials they already have at the ready. They're churning them out like it's nothing. Great pick here from the members of Tuki, but they can't contest this pop, and this Rainmaker is just going to keep going forward. They've got the Bomb Rush as well. They could insta-pop this too. Not going to be able to do so. I don't know where the splash is, but could be a nuisance.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like everyone right now could be a nuisance. And look, hey, look, the splash came out. Driving the Rainmaker off the edge in a way, kinda. I think that was intentional though. But oh my god, 7.5 game is extremely quick to pick up Rainmaker, and look at that, Boopy right here, ready to just drop or do the flank from Africa, as I like to call it. I guess because I thought they were gonna get Mr. Z. But now it looks like Tuki is in control of the Rainmaker, and they're going to try and make something happen right now. I'm not sure if they're going to swipe the lead right now, but they are playing quite patiently, and they're unable to swipe the lead as the Rainmaker's picked off. But that pop is so quick that they're able to get it anyways. Right there. 43.
I think that was the Bomb Rush coming out from the Firefin Charger, and again, these Bomb Rushes are so important for quick popping that Rainmaker, especially when you have those tight situations where you need to just pop and go, pop and go. And it's a strategy that we're seeing on both sides of the coin, you know, especially with the Double Bomb Junior, everything on that nature. Hograd are going to try and make an aggressive play to make sure that that situation doesn't even need to happen. Booby with the Bomb Rush trying to clear the path for the Rainmaker is going to be able to do so. Here they go across the spinner. It's going to be able to land, and they might even get a quick pop off of it as well. No, it looks like Tuki's got the advantage on it. They're going to not be able to find anyone with that Rainmaker pop, but they're going to... Boogie is able to grab it barely and get a few more points on the board as Red Spy here is going to cause some more chaos. Wait, they popped it! That was a blue pop! All of a sudden, Havoc's in the base, maybe with a splashdown, is able to get the Rainmaker pop. Red Spy is not even going for the Rainmaker, it's going to be focused on getting those picks, clearing the way, and making sure they have room for their teammates to come back. Going to be end up getting taken down, but that's Booby once again with the Rainmaker, and it's going to be a 19 push with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. I don't know if Tuki can recover from this.
I'm kind of doubting they will, because that is such a hard lead to get past on, especially when you have a team like 7.5 being aggressive as they are. So whatever Tuki needs to do, they have to basically get the immediate wipe and just run it.
Going for this wipe though. Trying to find an Inkjet over here. Trying to find the crazy shots. Not going to be able to land those flicks. Unfortunately, one of the Rainmaker ends up getting flicked by Tuki. And that's going to be a wipe with 40 seconds left. What are they going to do with this Rainmaker? They're going to send it forward. They're not going to leave anything to chance. And I think that that's the right call, especially considering the time situation. No! They're going to chill out over here on the right side and make sure that this Rainmaker count gets taken up all the way. Look at the specials they have on line 2. They have the missiles and they have the bomb rush to make sure that these players cannot make their way forward. Look at Hog Rider sitting on the right side of the map, not going to do anything because they don't realize the situation at hand. Havoc ends up going down though, which is very important. And all of a sudden, Dolly, this could be the play for Tuki.
Well, this could be a play, and they're able to knock out 2 players, which is good. And I think the Slushing Machine actually just DC'd, which could be a major deciding factor for Tuki, but I don't know. Someone's already in control of the Rainmaker, and I don't think there's no stopping that.
Because the DC happened so late, by the skin of their teeth, 7.5 games able to hang on. And they were throwing the bombs at the Rainmaker at the end, just trying to pop it against one another with those double suction bomb rushes. That was so funny to watch. You have to see if Havoc is going to be able to make it the rest of the way, have some stable internet, sure. But if he does, I think that Clan Blitz on the Reef is going to be a sink.
Yeah, I think that if they're missing off on that sloshing machine, there's going to be their bridge control might have a little bit of contest. What's the word? Their bridge control might fall off a little bit just because they're missing off on a weapon that can do really good at bridge control.
Right.
But who knows? Whatever substitute player that they might also bring in for Havoc could also play Machine or Slosher as well to offset that.
We'll have to see. It's gonna be a little dicey. You know, there are a lot of players on that roster that could have a diversified weapon pool, but I don't think that anyone have quite the weapon pool that Havoc does. But we'll see. We'll see.
Unfortunate.
They might need to bring in one of their subs, although having to grab a sub on the fly like that is always concerning, right? Let me see what's going on here. Nothing is going on in the Battlefight chat, according to the people above me. Havoc's might just gonna try and come back and continue on. Let's hope that they don't have any more connection issues. Let's pray the black magic does not come back.
I don't know. Well, it's black magic even in Cut. What if they are?
I don't think that they are. I don't think they are. No, they're not.
Well, I hope they're doing well in whatever bracket they're in.
You can't call it a comeback if they never left, dude. Ha, got him. Alright, I'm sorry.
Well, so, do you think Tuki can, reverse sweep this set? Because, I mean, the more matches equals the more content.
That
equals
is true.
The more runtime we have equals more potential viewers.
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to see the showing from Tuki. It looks like they're just a little bit sluggish. It looks like they're a little bit slow to the punch. They've been making some decent plays, really, but the coordination has not been there. The focus, it feels like, has not been there. You know, whereas 7.5 gang has got their specials on such a fast rotation, right, where everything is going all of the time. Havoc is going through the news right now, unfortunately. Everybody shouts to Havoc. Havoc's been here for a while, running Squid Junction. Good guy.
Oh
Always
yeah.
loved that guy.
You know, I actually have to thank him because he actually was the first person to allow me to commentate for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you there, and thank you for also running Squid Junction. Squid Junction has been a pleasure to work in, and I actually wish to play in someday.
But if you're playing, then you can't commentate.
Well, you know, sometimes there are days where I just kind of just want to scream at my teammates, and then scream at other people. You know?
That's fair. That is very fair.
Well, I don't think I've really been screaming at people, but you know, sometimes you just want like something different than your usual day.
Yeah, like,
Plus-
you know, some days you want just chicken nuggets and fries from Wendy's, but sometimes you want the spicy nuggets. You know?
I'm a bit more of a usual kind of guy, but you know what? As long as I'm getting like the $4 fill-up thing from Wendy's, I'm fine. Give me a Frosty and a shit ton of fries, I'll also probably be happy. And I
Well,
think that's my first swear on for this stream. I'm sorry, I people.
Give them some fries. Here they come. Havoc is back in the lobby, and we're seeing a similar composition again from 7.5 gang. And Hog Rider going back to that Nautilus. Let's see what they can do. Let's see if they can use that bridge control a little bit more effectively. Half is going to have this ink armor popped. And here comes Havoc across the bridge. And that's exactly what we talked about, this bridge control. Look at how quickly they swooped onto the members of Tuki. That's a full wipe in the first few seconds. They're trying to toss clams right now. They've got the power. Hog Rider's back, but this is looking like it's going to be a push that's going down to 50 at the bare minimum. Hog Rider's going to try to make something happen, trying to take down Havoc. Not going to be able to fight it because Boopy's already there in the basket. And Dolly, what do you do if you're on the side of Tuki?
Remain calm, don't panic, build your specials, and work together to drive out the enemy team. Make sure you take advantage of weapons, and
Havoc got that in! I can't believe he got that in!
Well, I guess if you're Tuki, you actually don't do that because you didn't have the sufficient members to do so. But that is what you call a 100% pure knockout by 7.5 gang.
They didn't even have
That is
time
how
to
you
get
do it.
specials. They had no time. That game was over in 60 seconds. They got 2 specials. 2. That's so tough. That was very clean from 7.5 gang. And I'm expecting them to go very far in this tournament. I hope to see that they do very well.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to bring this up because one half is here. You know, sometimes I like to just scroll through my Twitter feed, but imagine scrolling through your Twitter feed just to see someone say, if I win SOS, I'm going to post a video of me twerking.
Oh god. Wait, what?
And that is, yeah, I saw that tweet from one half. So, congratulations. You won the first match. You are now one step closer to potentially having to post a video like that, and I will be sure not to watch.
There is some spicy things on the line. Commentators in the know. Let's thank Twitter.
Yeah.
That is going to be the set. 7.5 games moving on. But before we take our leave, there's one thing I need to mention, and that is Duel Inc. is having their 100th tournament this time around, happening Sunday, May 29th. It's a 2v2 tournament. We'll have a double elimination. There are less than 17 teams, round robin stage into a top 8 cut if there are more than 17 teams. And again, a $100 prize pool, which is awesome. It's what these people have been doing well for so long. 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/doubletrouble_Splatoon. Follow them if you are not. And go join the Discord. Discord is on your screen. Everybody should be watching that tournament. And it's great that they are having a prize pool and that they're celebrating because they've been doing a great thing for a long time.
Yep, for nearly 2 years. And I also believe with that, we will also be passing the mic on to. Let me check.
It's Skep and Imad?
Skep and Imad. I think I got to commentate with Imad on the for last week's SOS.
So
Where
we're
can
going to
we
be
find
handing
you
off the
on
mic.
Social media.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I should shout everyone out. You can follow me at magic_octo on Twitter. That is on the screen right now. And magic8_ball on Twitch. I'm actually streaming tomorrow. Y'all should tune in. Jolly, where can the good people find you?
Well, as the set screen says, you can find me anywhere at any social media at @OutDoffOxygen. Please follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever other social media you can think of. Even Brawl Stars.
Hey. Alright, that is going to do it from us. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Swim or Sink 69. Let's get a nice in chat.
Yeah, we definitely do need that nice in the chat.
Top 4 will be up shortly. Thank you all for joining.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to SOS 69. Ha LOL. My name is Skibadillions, and I am here with the wonderfully talented Mad for this fantastic Great White Round 2 set between 7.5 Gang and Tuki, the infamous Tuki. How are you tonight, Mad?
I am doing just fantastic. Thank you for asking. I am excited for these matches. It's going to be a fun matchup indeed.
Oh, we were deceived! It is Campfire versus Pizza Rat. I'm so sorry. I should have recognized that was the one set. However, we have some familiar gamers on both sides here. I know Pain popped off during the pool stages. We recognize 17 Rats. We have Siren, Soren, and Lux there. And Camp, I've commentated many of their games. Ahmed, do you have anything you want to share about these teams?
I do think that if this is the storm I'm thinking of, we might see some nice splat lane action, which I'm excited for. Ooh, we're gonna have our first match on Rainmaker or Blackbelly, which maybe discourages the splat lane play just a bit, but it's gonna be a fun match nonetheless.
Yeah, I do think Rainmaker Blackbelly is going to be extra spicy. If Nico Chica was playing tonight on the side of Campfire, perhaps we get to see some blob, you know. And everyone knows about my blob bias. It's not even something I'm gonna bother hiding anymore.
I've seen some incredible blob action in SOS, so I am with you right there. I am hoping for some blob action tonight.
Yeah, and Lux is a player that I've had the joy of getting to know recently. Very talented. Plays like a very wide variety of weapons, but a very brainy player. So something that I look forward to seeing is perhaps some plays that we wouldn't expect on Rainmaker Blackbelly. Unorthodox, you know, a little bit dicey. There are a lot of teams that signed up tonight that, you know, are here to compete for the funny number and putting that in their Twitter bios. So, we will see with that going. Lux on the Nautilus. Okay.
Lovely. We do get some splat action in there, and we do see some blobber action. This is going to be a fun. Looks like we got Pizza Rat's getting that first pop there.
Yeah, so on the side of Campfire, we do have that Grim Range and Blob combo, which is something that we have been seeing Campfire practice more and more often. That chip damage, especially with comboed with the missiles, can be extremely lethal. We do see Campfire pushing up that right side. Soren there just trying to get missiles, trying to keep Paint down to keep him over it, but to no avail. Campfire is well positioned here for a very dangerous push.
They're so close getting the knockout here. They're just able to defend it. And they're a couple points away from that knockout, but their team is getting shredded. It is almost a complete wipe there, so Pizza Rat's going to have the opportunity to just let it reset and basically reset their positioning as they take back map control.
Yeah, they're going to have to break back in there, and they're going to have to situate themselves for a knockout here. So the pressure is on with 4 minutes left in the game. Pizza Rat knows their goal. A simple, strong push is not going to bring this to a close. They have to go in for the KO. Campfire, well-positioned, having their street patted down, but the blob going to take down so much paint, and that paint is so useful for defending their own street.
Yes, indeed. It's got quite the range and quite the velocity as it is able to bounce around the unusual terrain that is Blackbelly. But it is able to just get a lot of defense going and honestly a lot of offensive power when used correctly. We do see blue team here preparing to make a push here. Several specials online, but that Inkjet does go down. Inkjet is pretty darn strong on this map. There's some nice ledges for you to get up and get some range going. But it is going to be 2 down for the side of Pizza Rats.
Pizza Rat only having that knot left, and that knot is coming out of spawn, so that is a delayed white. Campfire in control of the Rainmaker and barreling towards their specials. They do have the missiles, but the shot is going to get picked by Lux. Lux cheekily here, ready to defend. But Campfire, this isn't about pushing the Rainmaker necessarily forward for points. This is about shifting the battle lines away from mid. You keep Pizza Rat on the defense here, and you keep them from pushing.
Absolutely, just a stall for time, and as you said, positioning the Rainmaker away from their spawn here. It is a very narrow alley, able to be easily defended, but also easily defended from the offensive team as well, so it's a good position on their part. that Nautilus right there was doing an excellent job of just keeping that ledge under control, and they are going to be able to push up to this block here. Ooh, it's a blaster just getting that chip damage in.
By Campfire choosing to take that Rainmaker left, they have now situated Pizza Rat in a position where they can get a controlled push, but that is going to be shut down by Campfire. Look at how they came in. They pins from mid and they pins from street, and they are going back in. They know where Pizza Rat is going to be. They know they're coming out of spawn, and they know they're watching the Rainmaker. So now would be an excellent time to send somebody around for a flank. It does look like Campfire is going to brute force their way up there. The Rainmaker going down, but 2 minutes left in this match, and Pizza Rat has yet to score any significant points.
Quite so, and this is some strong defensive power here, though. They are able to stop the push and get 2-man down, able to utilize both their special usage and their bombs just to zone them out, keep them from getting too close, even though that Rainmaker does have quite a decent range and a good, I guess, arc, to get some unusual places. They are back in this half pipe here, but they are going to let it to reset.
Pizza Rat popping through the specials. The Rainmaker's still in mid, though. The time on the clock is ticking. There is a minute left in this game, and Campfire is the one with the paint advantage in mid. The Blob almost has Bomb Rush. That is going to be critical in shutting down whatever Pizza Rat attempts to push, but with 2 members down, Pizza Rat is on their back foot with not much time left. Look at how much paint Campfire has over mid. Not only does Pizza Rat need to break into mid, but then they need to break into Campfire's spawn, and they don't have much time to do that.
Time is definitely ticking down. We have 1 man down on both sides. Specials are going out, but not quite enough to shift the balance of the paint control. We see some nice users of the Inkjet trying to get a pick here, but unfortunately it does not seem like he's able to do that. We do see that 1 member hiding up in this right half pipe here. That is a good position to be. It just turns the attention away from the Rainmaker and just distracts the Pizza Rats here, but they are unfortunately going to be running out of time as they go down to that bomb rush.
Yeah, only the splash left, not in position to get the quick pop. Campfire popping that Rainmaker one last time. Even though Campfire had that Grim range, which, is something that doesn't necessarily pay for itself, as we all know it's a blaster. But they simply had so much paint from everything else in their comp, and they had frags to keep Pizza Rat from painting at all. So just the sheer volume of paint, which is necessary in order to push the Maker, there was very little Pizza Rat can do. It didn't feel like they had the forward presence in order to be able to shut Campfire down.
That is very true. There were several good plays on the side of Pizza Rat, I will add in, but as you said, just the sheer amount of paint that Campfire was able to put out, and I think that just their coordination and positioning was very well executed, utilizing both the range blaster and the blob to their full extent, utilizing that chip damage and that unusual velocity, able to get some picks in some unusual places.
In addition, that first push was what secured it, right? Everything past that was just keeping Pizza Rat out of mid, which is how you play Rainmaker optimally. But in a very similar fashion, that is what you're going to have to do with Clem Blitz Piranha Pit. You want to keep your opponents out of mid, out of the fans, because all the clams except for 1 pod spawn around those 2 fans. So if you keep scoring, whether or not that's 1 clam at a time or whether or not you simply snowball it, which Clem Blitz Piranha Pit is prone to do, I'm worried about a similar lockout here on the side of Pizza Rat, simply because this is such a great blob map. There's so many funny angles that a blob can get here that very few weapons can. So how do you shut down Nico?
And it's such a long and pretty narrow map, similar to a Blackbelly. So as you said, it is going to have a excellent time here, just putting on a lot of pressure on the enemy team. We are going to be seeing a ballpoint come out from the side of Lux here, able to add a little bit of extra range for their team and a little bit of extra paint as well. Might be able to combat the power of the blob here, but unlike the blob, it has more of a straightforward velocity. So if the blob is able to get a good position, it might have the angle advantage on him. We do see 3 members of Campfire go down pretty early on, and that's going to be a good starting push for Pizza Rats here, as they have a Booyah online, and they're just set up to, as you said, start that that lockout positioning, they are set up right underneath the basket, just slowly keeping it open.
Lux is a very, very talented ballpoint player, and those beacons there are going to allow Pizza Rat to shift from location to location very, very quickly. Given how narrow this map mode is, that could definitely help you get around your opponent's defense, but here we go. Campfire with the 3 specials, the bomb rush is out. That's going to enable the range to push up because they need that paint to do so. The missiles follow, now the armor. Campfire is causing all this fuss, but they don't have the clams. So they are under the basket with nothing to show for it, now going 2 down.
That was quite unfortunate. No clams to throw in. They were doing a good usage of their specials there. Both the missiles and the bomb rush able to zone out, just make the opponents move where you want them to be. Just not enough follow-up to get back in there, so they do go 2 down. And that's going to allow Pizza Rats here just to push out and gain a little bit more map control.
And that's the difference between Rainmaker and Clams, right? For Rainmaker, all you need to do is to get the frags and hold forward and just have somebody hold objective, which is easier to do than having to swim all over the map and micromanage objective, which Pizza Rat, honestly, is just simply doing a better job of here. We see Soren getting set up underneath their basket. The Power Clam comes in. The Booyah Bombs, there's the bombs from Nico. Talk about shutting down the blob, Imad.
Well, that was an excellent usage of the Booyah there, just able to completely cancel out the bomb rush that normally would have just absolutely decimated their team. They already brought it down to 5 there, but that blob is really putting on the pressure and just not allowing them to get too close at this point. And that is going to be the end of that push right there, but still, they got it pretty close to a knockout.
Yeah, so here we see Campfire with the Mercy Clam that came out from underneath their own basket. They have 5 other clams. They break the barrier. We have Nico camping those ledges as a blob should. Look at those funny angles. They simply just can't push in when they're facing bubbles like that. They have enough clams to keep this stall, but Nico's the last one up on that hill. Gets 2 minutes left. Campfire did manage to have a successful push, but they are going to need to be able to break back in there. But more importantly, they have to prevent Pizza Rat from KOing in the next couple of seconds because they're coming right back in.
Indeed. Although we can see that blob is already building up their special. Their bomb rush is online. So far that's been a very instrumental special in this match, is getting the paint control that they need, and also just, as I said before, zoning out the enemy, making them move out of where you don't want them to be, and then trying to get them to go where you do want them to be to get them pop. But that is going to be the game right there, the nice KO as they get the rest of their clams in.
Yeah, Campfire's one push came from holding forward with the Pity Clam. And they were able to get the picks in order to get some subsequent clams back in there, but Pizza Rat simply did a better job of micromanaging the clam economy. And that came from primarily specials and simply the support players. We did see Siren going around gathering clams, passing those forward, making sure that basket stayed open for physically as long as possible, and even Soren on the 52 was definitely doing a great job of not only slaying, but playing objective, which is what makes Clam Blitz such a different mode. Because, yeah, with Rainmaker, you can hold forward with the fish, but there's so much more you have to do with Clam Blitz, and Pizza Rat showed us how to do it.
I definitely agree there. The Clam Blitz is just... you have to be a lot more patient for it. You got to be able to set up, you got to be able, as you said, manage the clam economy, and just be able to get set and then hit when at the right time. You're not able to rev up and go, like you said, Rainmaker, but you really have to time it well in order to, both for the enemy specials, your specials, and just overall just opponents up.
Yeah, and the question for that is, who's going to play objective better on humpback zones? We have seen Soren there on the 52. Obviously, 52 is very good on humpback zones. You have the wall to shield yourself on window and bunker, and you also have the Booyah Bomb, which it's humpback. And however, I wonder whether or not we are going to be continuing to see the blob, not the blob, of course we're seeing the blob. Wonder whether or not we're going to be seeing the blaster on humpback. Just because I know they also play Carbon in addition to blaster. I don't know if they're still playing Carbon in comp I think that's Omega. I know they rebranded recently. But, I have to wonder what else they're going to be bringing out, simply because I know that they have been disappointed with how Carbon has been playing in comp. However, it's a great mode and map for rollers in general. No, we're still in with the blaster. I eat my words. Commentators curse.
I mean, we do see some Carbon action out there, just not by our beloved range blaster here.
Oh, but so Genesis, we do see a Carbon. Oh, ayo.
So you were both right and wrong at the same time.
Yes, and we have Pizza Rat being the first team to cap the zone, but Campfire very quickly coming back in there. We do have Genesis on the Carbon having gone down. Pizza Rat playing this zone very smart. The Booyah Bomb behind the zone, as Popgun calls it, a Mohawk. Pizza Rat going to be able to pull lead here.
Those juniors are going to be pretty instrumental in just controlling the overall map, but also just controlling the zone because of the bombs and the output of this paint is just going to be able to, as long as it's alive, it's going to be able to support its team, able to really keep that zone under control. And although the blob is certainly got the range in the paint output, it doesn't have quite the maneuverability that the junior has in this case.
Yeah, and we do see Kelp having switched to the junior just because the curvature of the map is really beneficial to splat bombs over suction bombs from the Zap. Cheeky little trade there between the junior and the shot. As Campfire, Pizza Rat comes in and sweeps back that zone. It's only the remix though, so Campfire is definitely going to recoup that zone right here. If Campfire wants to situate for a lockout here, they have to take control of window because you can see Pain on that K-shot sharking, waiting for an opportunity to go in, and with that Booyah Bomb, they are probably going to drop, but Genesis is right down there waiting for him.
Yeah, the combination of the range blast and the Carbon just lurking in the alley is really scary for the opposite team. Like, they are going to have to really pay attention to where they are just hanging about, because if they go in unprepared, either the Carbon or the blaster is going to be right there to pick them off. If we do see both of them go down, it's going to be Pizza Rat back in control. And they have a good opportunity here because of the amount of paint control they have just to tick away at their point value and just try to get someone on the board. Ooh, that's going to be 2 more down.
I was going to say the moment the Bomb Rush comes out, the Booyah Bomb comes out, but you can see that Nico, as soon as that remix went down, Nico popped the Bomb Rush, which so the Booyah could no longer be used to counter it, and that does allow them in order to break back into the zone. It's just the 52. Campfire is sitting pretty here, about to cap that zone. Genesis does go down on that Carbon, but here we go. We see Nico shutting down that window, which is going to be very necessary in terms of just shutting down Pizza Rat. There's plenty of time here on both sides. I can really see this game going either way at this stage.
Indeed, and that blob has got some nice positioning there. Just from that corner, it's got a nice reach, not allowing the enemy team to really get anywhere close. But unfortunately, we do see the Carbon and the blaster go down once again, and that's the main bit of their slaying power. Like, even though they got some nice paint still, it is really the man advantage is going to force them to have to jump back there and just conserve their special. I think to your point earlier, the Booyah is definitely a good counter to the Bomb Rush, because the Bomb Rush has such a large paint output, it can absolutely cap the zone in seconds. But having a Booyah Bomb online to counter that just completely nullifies the Bomb Rush.
Yeah, and Campfire has 2 Bomb Rushes at that, right? They have the Chicken Rush and they have the Section Bomb Rush. We do see those Bomb Rushes coming out. They are going to be relatively slowed by the Booyah Bomb out from Lux. Genesis going in trying to drop on the 52 is going to get picked in the process, but Campfire being able to switch that zone back for some penalty points. Pizza Rat, a minute left in this game. Oh man, okay, this is incredibly scrappy here. Pizza Rat is sitting pretty. They have a minute left. Campfire has a relatively large penalty, so even if Campfire does manage to cap the zone, which they do, Pizza Rat has time to break back in here. But once Campfire clears this penalty, it's going to be over relatively quickly.
Yeah, those are some pretty key picks there. They basically, the only 2-man standing, keeping control of the zone. Taking them down was allowing the Carbon to get back into position on that left side there, just camping that ledge. is really because it doesn't have too much range. Being able to get up close underneath the protectiveness of that ledge is going to be pretty key for them getting that picks. And we see them taking 2 members down before they go down themselves, with only the 52 left to try to contest the zone.
Yeah, and shutting down that Booyah Bomb there from Pizza Rat was exactly what Campfire needed to do, because now they only have that's the KO. I was gonna say now they only have 3 points, but the zone went neutral for a moment, and then it flipped back in favor of Campfire. So there we go. Campfire winning the zones game, winning the zones battle. So while Pizza Rat proved that they can manage their clams better in a very tit-for-tat game, Campfire does manage to secure the victory on zones, just breaking back in at the right time and honestly having excellent counterplay to the double Booyah Bomb comp that Pizza Rat brought out. In addition, that Booyah Bomb, the double Booyah Bomb comp was very, very smart, because it definitely gave Campfire the trouble that they needed, given that they were running double Bomb Rush.
Yeah, it basically kept them from not being able to have the control that they wanted. They weren't able to choose when they could use their specials, because that Booyah Bomb would just sit in their pocket ready to cancel them out. So they really did have to take down certain members of Pizza Rats before they were able to effectively use their specials. Was that really changed up the pace of the game from what it could have been.
Definitely. It shut down Campfire's win condition. They were trying to use those double bomb rushes. They were trying to use that to cheese. Imagine the chicken rush on window without those double Booyah Bomb comps. Like, what do you do? Everyone has to shift towards bunker if those chickens come out. And same thing from the suction bomb rush. There's so much ground that can be covered with that, and that was shut down with the double Booyah Bomb comp. So Campfire had to break in with their bodies. They had to throw their body forward and break in with their main weapons. And here we go. Sticking with the Carbon Blaster. I will say that is an incredibly spicy comp from Campfire. One could even say it's hot. Campfire.
So hot.
Get it?
Although there is a bit of a more open areas on this particular map, you still have that same technique. You still got a lot of nice ledges for them to camp at, a lot of good areas for them to just guard, able to set up nicely if their team can get the paint that they need. But we do see both of them go down to the Splatling, and that's going to be a full wipe here, and it's going to be the first points on the board on the side of Pizza Rats.
I'm very excited to see Lux's beacons come into play. While beacons are pretty good on Piranha Pit, they are excellent. They are destructive on tower control Starfish, and just enabling Pizza Rat to change this to where they have the greater forward presence, right? Because the Carbon needs paint to break in. The Blob needs to hold its body forward to break in. The Blaster needs a pair to break in. So how does Campfire break in when Pizza Rat has cleared nearly the second checkpoint and they are in snowball territory from here on out for the rest of the game?
That being said, that was going to be a wipe. Carbon just, as you said, throwing their body in to just stop that push. And we see the Chicken Rush coming out just to clean up a bit, getting some paint control. The beacons have the double purpose of not only are they able to jump in rather quickly, as is a pretty decent range between the spawn and the mid area, it also allows them to just spy on those lurking Slayers here because of the addition of the recon in the map. They're just able to see anyone who may be lurking underneath those ledges, such as the Range Blaster and the Carbon.
Campfire is at that first checkpoint, and they are holding forward. We can see the Blaster taking some very, very aggro positions before they went down. That first checkpoint has fallen. Genesis is in their pit. Doesn't have much paint to work with, but does get 2 picks. Oh, is this going to be a triple? It's going to be a triple! Genesis pulling up and throwing out that Booyah Bomb after Campfire hits that second checkpoint.
Ooh, they are very close to taking this lead here. The Carbon just single-handedly just mowing down their team, allowing their team to get that checkpoint, move up in the area, and they are back for more. Already going to town, just out for blood here, and they are getting very close to that KO.
Yeah, that triple there from Genesis is going to be what enables them to win the game. Look at this drip pick on tower. We have all 4 members of Campfire sitting on that tower as they bring it to its KO, taking... That was game 3, right? No, 4?
That was game 4.
Okay, Campfire takes the set very, very quickly. Honestly, faster than I was expecting that game to go.
honestly, like, Pizza Rat had a very nice push right at the beginning. As you said, they had that momentum, they had that snowball effect, but Campfire unfortunately was able to counter that, able to stop them before they got too far into territory, and were able to bring it right back. As we point out, Genesis on that Carbon doing a phenomenal work, being in right where they need to be, and just doing their job and taking down the enemy team.
Yeah, at 150%. The Carbon absolutely showing their worth there. Just going in, getting the picks. Talk about how to break in. Genesis is how you break in. Problem solved. The equation solves itself.
Well, that is going to be the set. It is unfortunately not a play all 5, but we will be going to our next match soon after a short break. Is there anything else you would like to tell our lovely people, Skip?
BSOS 69. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome back, everyone, to Swimmer Think 69. It is I, Mad Gamer II. I am joined by the lovely Skippadillion.
Hi, I'm Mad. I'm very excited for this grand finals, which we have between 7.5 gang and once again our lovely, talented, gifted, spicy Campfire. I saw 7.5 gang pop up a little bit earlier. They were streamed the first round in Great White, so this is a returning moment that we have on set. We did see that 7.5 gang did go. Ooh, I lost that in the bracket for a moment, but they did very well that first set, taking that 3-0 over fan favorite Tuki. So here we go. They have to defeat another fan favorite, that is Campfire, in grand finals in order to be able to put this funny number in their Twitter bios.
But before we get to the spicy action, we do have a small advertisement to share with you all. We do have another tournament coming up, Duel Inc. They are having their 100th edition this time and around Sunday, May 29th. It is a 2v2 tournament hosted by Double Trouble, and will have double eliminations. There will be less than 17 teams, or a round robin if there is a top cut. Into top cut, yes. If there are more, there's going to be a prize of $100. And the tournament will be happening again May 29th at 4 p.m. Pacific time and 7 p.m. Eastern. You can catch them on Twitch if you would like to just watch them at Double Trouble _Splatoon. Their Discord will be double_SPL if you are interested.
Yeah, sign up. Do those 2v2s, find a buddy, pair up, go on in there. And speaking of going on in there, we have 7.5 Gang and Campfire. I do think they're going to be ready any moment. On the side of 7.5 Gang, we have Haya, who recently got, I believe it was second place. It was either second or third place at Low Tide City. They did very, very, very well. And Havoc, hopefully their pasta isn't on the stove right now.
Oh man, yeah, this is going to be quite a fun time. It is going to be a best of 7. Our first match is going to be on Splat Zone's Anchovy game, so there's going to be a lot of action for our grand finals.
Ooh, I love Splat Zone's Anchovy. Just taking a look at these rosters, I do wonder what they're going to be bringing to the table. I honestly have no idea. I love E-leaders on Zone's Antro, but I don't think that there's any particular players on these rosters who do play that. And just in terms of what Campfire was running, I don't expect their comp to change either for Zone's Antro. As strange as that comp would feel on Antro, honestly.
Yes, indeed. They had quite the aggro comp, and honestly, I think that could come in pretty handy here. We do, once again, have a bit of a smaller map with a lot of elevation, and so just having those just unusual weapons with the angles that they can get at with the blaster, the carbon, and the blobber, they are able to get at places that are normally inaccessible or just very difficult to get to. I think another possibility that is pretty common on Anchovy is some sort of weapon, probably Nautilus with an inkjet. That is definitely a popular choice for just the way it's able to get up into the enemy plat, and then everything beyond that.
Yeah, that was my question, was how does Campfire break onto arcade with Blob, Grim Range, and Carbon? And I don't have an immediate answer to that, but granted, I'm not Campfire. Perhaps I am imagining it, but I believe Genesis also plays Nautilus? I know there's somebody on Campfire who plays Nautilus, so perchance we get to see that come out, because that is excellent on Zone's Anchovy. It is a great pick. In terms of 7.5 Gang, I expect to see something akin to a shooter-based comp. I believe that is what I saw the first round that they were running. I don't know. I'm excited for. We'll all have more answers once we see the first game as to in what direction the rest of this set is going to be going, and our answers are nigh.
Ooh, we got some new additions for the side of Campfire here. Wow,
Yeah, okay, so there is our answer. We have Geeky there on the Kenza Rapid Blaster, which does make a lot more sense in the Grim Range, because you can just use that in order to throw torps on top of Window, throw torps on top of Overlook. That is how you poke and see where your opponents are, and you can see how much stimuli that is already creating, getting 2 members down on the side of 7.5 Gang. Campfire in control of the zone here. But they are going to have a struggle for it, given that you have that zap over on that van.
That's true. We have the zap coming out. The main source of their pain here, although the blob has got a decent output, it doesn't have quite the consistent paint coverage that they need just to maintain map control. Ooh, that is going to be 1 down for the side of 7.5 Gang, and that the Campfire is just going to be coming back in and retaking the zone.
Yeah, and they have a lot of paint, right? Even though it doesn't seem like they do with that Ken's Rapid Blaster, that is more paint than you had with the Grim Range. And we saw how they were able to situate themselves very strongly with that on humpback zones, working around that Blaster's paint. But the shot going down is going to spell trouble for Campfire. Nico Chico popping that bomb rush, but going down. 7.5 Gang has a significant advantage here. They are holding forward into Arcade. The tides of the battle are very quickly shifting in their favor.
Yeah, this is the match point right here, so to speak. Getting into these lockout positions is pretty key, and it's going to be rather difficult without a significant amount of special usage from the side of Campfire to break out. That being said, this K-Shot here going to work, just clearing their path for them, and they're able to use their specials just to contest the zone, bring it back under their control, and just using the missiles to move around the side of 7.5 Gang. However, 2 of Campfire do go down, and so although they're able to put on a penalty for 7.5 Gang, they aren't able to hold on to the zone for that much longer.
Yeah, Campfire is feeling the heat, right? 2 members down on the side of 7.5 Gang as Kelp tries to go in from that left side, does get picked by the Junior. So we have 7.5 sitting pretty, right? Oh, 69 over 138. I believe that is 7 point. No, that is incorrect math. I thought their name was a pun. It's not. Yeah, 7.5 Gang clearing down those penalty points. We do have Havoc there on top of Arcade. Jumps coming in from Campfire. The Blaster doing their work against that machine as Campfire sweeps it and recaps that zone.
Just looking at the kit of their Junior there, they're doing an excellent job of just staying in the mid area, keeping everything well and painted as their team moves forward, and then using a little bit of sub power up just to lob some bombs there to spice things up. And although their team does go down, their Junior was able to back up relatively to a safe area and just keep their special, allowing them to get ready for the next push. Speaking of next push, that is going to be 3 down for Campfire with just the NZAP remaining. So once again, 7.5 Gang getting up into those lockout positions.
That's all they need. 15 penalty points will fly by in the blink of an eye. We do see they have missiles and other specials ready to go. So once Campfire gets situated for a drop, those specials are going to come out. And here we go. And that splashdown can be used to clear the bomb rush. That's going to shut down Nico there as we get into knockout territory with 7.5 Gang in control of the zone. The members of Campfire dropping as they try to go back in for that zone, but just going to be shut down. 7.5 Gang taking 1 of Grand Final.
I think there was one member of 7.5 Gang on the fan there, just in the corner, about to get rolled over to that baller, but I think the Ink Armor saved them, and that, allowing them to stay alive, allowed them to get a member on the back side of Campfire there. So if they ever able to take out that member, they might have had a better chance of retaking the zone. However, because that member was able to stay alive, they're able to come in and get a couple of picks and just take away their ability to contest the zone at the end there.
I will add Campfire's comp in general is just not situated well for Antro Zone. So if you're going to be playing them later in a future tournament, just remember that that's a good counter pick against Campfire is Antro Zones. However, Clam Blitz Mako Mart is their home field. They did suffer a little bit on Clam's Piranha Pit last round. However, when I think Campfire, when I think what they're good at, I think Mako Mart. The blob does so much. The blaster just peaks all those ledges. The carbon just chef's kiss, moves everywhere. So when I think of a Campfire map mode, it is Clam Blitz Mako Mart. So 7.5 Gang doing very strongly, being very dominant on a map mode that is very anti-Campfire. How are they going to do on Campfire's home turf?
Absolutely. I think they're going to have quite a fun time here. As you said, their weapon comp just is very well suited to this terrain. There's a lot of nooks and crannies, a lot of very tight spaces for their 1v1s, and I think just the Carbon and the Blaster are going to be able to, if they can get into the right positions, it's going to be incredibly difficult for a 7.5 Gang to just break out of their own spawn area. That drop is one of the key areas that gets severely pressured, and it is very difficult to come out from that side. And even if they get all the way around to that right side into right underneath the spawn, that just even more difficult.
Yeah, I can very easily picture Genesis coming around that basket area and just creating so much trouble underneath basket. And here we go, right? We see Genesis on the Carbon Deco. We see Geeky once again on that Grim Range. So this is peak Campfire right here. What's 7.5 going to do against it? Very well, apparently. 2 down already!
Yes, Genesis have pretty standard or pretty similar comp to what they had running before, and they're just going to town already, taking out the members of Campfire, pushing up. They are getting their clams all set and ready, already up to 2 power clams worth of clams, and they're getting ready to just lob them all in as they do go 2 down.
Yeah, but given how small this map mode is, the last thing you want to do is have a push that you can't follow up on. 3 down on the side of 7.5 gang. Just that machine on that left stack, and they are called out, and they are being gunned for. Great bomb placement there from Genesis. As they now have that pity clam, they have 2 specials. The Grim Range is getting closer and closer to missiles. 7.5 gang is now on their back foot, and Campfire is exactly where they want to be.
It's a very interesting position for that range monster up on that right side there. I suppose he's got nice range just to contest them, but we do see him going over to that left side as they're coming back to put the pressure on, and that is going to be their first power climb in, but they're not able to get the second one, and so that's going to be the carbon roll out of the action. One of their stronger slayers in the close quarters area. They're going to have to pull back, and they still have significant manpower, so they are able to maintain some control. And the carbon is just coming in, and wow, that is going to be a full wipe.
Someone give this squid a coffee, because they have got to need it. We do see Campfire coming back in with that power cut, ducking 2 in rapid succession. Grim Rapid, not Campfire getting it down to 35 remaining, but it is just Kelp. They're gonna have to keep control of mid. They're white, so here we go. Talk about rapid shift of the tide. 7.5 gang is going to be feeling a little bit more comfortable. They're going to be able to get paint down, which is going to shut down both the Grim Range and the Carbon. You don't want them to have any paint to breathe in, and it looks like they're going to be scoring shortly.
Yeah, they're pushing pretty hard on the left side. They're allowing their armor to just survive some hits and taking 3 members down. This is a very dangerous situation. They're in some pretty dangerous spots. They have easy access to the basket while also just not allowing Campfire to really get any footing, get any paint out. They are going to be rushing the basket, giving Campfire a chance to get back out, but that is some pretty dangerous positions for them to be in.
Yeah, that junior backed up all the way in a very tricky spot. It's probably they're gonna hold it. They're actually gonna hold that angle. No, here we go. The junior's going to choose to disengage, but that basket is still open. Campfire did not manage to close their own basket. We see Red Spike coming up, trying to get any more clams in to keep it open, but not going to be able to do it. All smoke and no cigars. Campfire, they now have they have time. They have a decent penalty to clear through, but they are getting those picks, and realistically, they just need to give Genesis space to hold forward on them.
And we do see the power of that double bomb rush coming into play once again. Just the dramatic shift in map control here. It was pretty blue when they were in control of the basket, pushing right in, but now it's already back to yellow and just allowing the Carbon to come in. They are 1 clam away from that KO.
But I don't think Kelp is anywhere near basket. Where's Kelp? Kelp is in spawn! So not going to be able to KO this here, but there's a minute left. So honestly, Campfire needs paint, and they need paint now. That splash has that bomb rush. They need to do something about that splash, otherwise 7.5 gang can turn this around. Genesis absolutely throwing hands, getting all the way up underneath that and Campfire has paint control here, and they're coming in with another clam. They are not going to give 7.5 gang time to stop the bleeding here. But only Kelp and Genesis up. Just more picks flying. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Ooh. That is the KO in favor of Campfire on their home turf. I was sweating for both of those teams.
even though they went 3-man down and the second to last push there, they were able to come right back and get another push in right from the get-go. That NZAP, although they weren't anywhere near a basket, they were able to stay alive and keep control, just the paint control of their side of the map. That allowed them to get back in pretty easily, and as you said, map control is what the Carbon and the Blaster need in order to be pretty effective, and so that ends up there just to give them the avenue to get back in quickly, allow the Carpenters to just wreak havoc in the mid area on 7.5 gang.
Yeah, the paint output that the Blob is able to put out in order to support both of those weapons, right? You have Kelp, but Kelp is an aggressive Zap player. So yeah, they're playing support, but they're also holding funny angles. They're also taking fights. That is not a Zap player that is just there to paint for both the Carbon and the Blaster, right? So where does that paint come from? That paint comes from the Blob, and that paint comes from the Bomb Rush, and also Genesis you know, the Blaster player, they changed their IGN name, so it's throwing me off. But you know, those are proficient players, and I'm sure they know how to work around little chunks of paint and little splotches, but just really working well around each other. And that's something that Campfire, it makes them very exciting to watch, just because there's so much internal team synergy, and they know exactly what they're doing around each other, and it's very exciting. And honestly, for them to have a chance, I think they always get first place, dude. Third place. They always get third place. So like, for them to be here in grand finals right now, to have a shot at first, like, I know they've got to be feeling pumped about this.
Yeah, they're already breaking the trend, and I think for Clambless in particular, as you said, the synergy is very important. I think that Campfire executed that very well, and they do have that synergy needed. Now coming up for tower control on Manta Maria, that is, it certainly needs a certain amount of team synergy, but it is the snowball effect can be pretty devastating if one team is able to get going.
Speaking of Campfire maps, this is a Blob map. Honestly, like, it just really is. Just shutting down street, shutting down top left, particularly with Deco in the hands of Nico Chico. So we see once again 7.5 GAN sticking around that K Machine. That K Machine is also going to be extremely enabled on Manta, holding on top of Bunker. That is not a place you want a K Machine to be ever. And it is 7.5 gang once again having the edge in the opening with 2 members of Campfire down.
Basically beelining for the bunker there. That is one of the key positions you need to have in order to get through that first and second checkpoint, as it is a bit of a gauntlet taking that tower down street here. The Splash doing a fantastic job. They are just about as yellow as the enemy team, but they are still hanging on, able to keep control of the bunker, not allowing them to get into a good defensive position, and that is going to allow them to get through that first checkpoint.
Yeah, and here we go. That second checkpoint is the most difficult to clear on tower control Manta, especially against this particular comp. We do see that that is temporarily stalled, but they clear it, right? So this is extremely dangerous for Campfire. That tower, once it gets into pit, like, things can get really, really spicy. 7.5 gang jumping out, perhaps abandoning that push for now. Yeah, that push is going to, no, yes, okay, that push is going to temporarily come to a close. We see Havoc here, you know, saying, where is mom's spaghetti? As Campfire comes back in, popping those bomb rushes, those missiles, they have control of mid. Campfire beginning their opening gambit.
That was indeed a pretty dangerous situation for that Splash there. The Blob was in a good position, not only with his main weapon, but just having Bomb Rush online, just to absolutely rain down on that checkpoint. But using the counter suction Bomb Rush was allowed them to get through to that second checkpoint down to 28 points. But as we see, it is a bit of a firefight in mid here, with several members of both teams going down. That Carbon is just going all over the place, but 75 gang is already going on to another push.
And here we go, right? Campfire, they need to be able to break in, and getting a pick on that shot is going to be good, but 7.5 gang is doing a very excellent job here of keeping down the paint that they need to in order to cripple Campfire. Campfire, especially with that blob going down now, it is just your low paint slayers left standing. So there's not going to be much they can do. So 7.5 gang, they are sitting comfortable, and they are very likely going to be able to extend their lead here. Nico on that top right, but going to get picked. So how does Campfire address this? The tower is just holding forward.
Yeah, they're going to have to, in order to stop this push before it ends, they need to get some specials online, but with time running out, it's going to be incredibly difficult for that to happen. 2 members on both teams are down, and the sloshing machine is still going in, but the Carbon able to save the tower before it gets to that final point. Campfire with another chance at victory.
Yeah, just a little bit of time to breathe. Genesis coming in there and clutching up. Did they DC? I don't know if the Carbon DC'd. It looks like the Carbon DC'd. So, given that 7.5 gang got this to 1 point, Campfire has to win has to KO a 3v4. Which is no easy feat in Grand Finals. Unfortunate timing with the DC there. Like, Nico Chico going in for a 2v1, going to get pinned. Campfire, they've got to be a little bit nervous at this point. Their main Slayer just DC'd. They barely survived a near knockout. 7.5 gang is up in their faces. What is Campfire going to do here?
Well, they are certainly going to have to pull out all the stops. They're going to have to... They have to adapt to the last man down. Even though they are a 3v4, they can still adjust and they might not be able to be as aggressive as they want to be, but they can still have a good chance of getting some more points on that tower if they play the cards right. They do have the bomb rush coming out, and they are able to get control of the paint. Yeah, the blob is definitely going to have to pick up the pace just because it's the only bomb rush remaining. That was their main source of getting paint control back.
Yeah, Nico Chico coming in and getting a pick on that junior. But honestly, with 17 seconds left and everyone on Campfire coming out of spawn, this 7.5 gang's game. Campfire has lost their main aggro. They don't have a significant source of paint other than the bomb rush, which they're not going to be able to get and pop and use in the amount of time that they have. So putting up a good fight there at the end there, doing what they could, but unfortunately, clutching up from that near KO and then the Carbon DCing, it was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, although as unfortunate as it was, yeah, 75 gang, they put up a heck of a fight, and they got such a significant lead right off the bat. Yes, I have full confidence Campfire could bring it back, but it's just very unfortunate.
It is. So now we're gonna have to wait for Genesis to hop back in the lobby. I got to admit, the wind knocked out of my sails a little bit from that DC. You know, just a Splatoon 2 for the Nintendo Switch moment. Honestly, I meant.
Quite so, but it is a best of 7, so there is plenty of time, as this was only the 3rd match for Campfire to break a comeback in. They're only 1 match down from 7.5 gang, so we will be going on to Rainmaker Snapper Canal, and we may see some of that same aggro that we saw in the last set against Pizza Rats.
Yeah, honestly, just the hold forward presence from Campfire that they had on Rainmaker Blackbelly, I would expect to see that come back. This is another map mode where the Carbon is going to benefit from the map geometry. There's a lot they could do between cut, between bike, just getting around through Sneaky as quick as possible. And it really enables Campfire's, despite their comp, their hold forward presence. Which is not something that you necessarily think when you see Grim Range Blob Carbon Zap. But that is Campfire. And
they have the metaphorical W key, and they have that thing taped down.
Yeah, I'm sure they all have a W key glued to their forehead. Just permanently implanted there, you know what I mean? Just gotta, you know what you're going for. You're going for the hold forward and you're going for the W. I see this going to a game 7.
Oh, absolutely.
just because of how, I mean, like, granted the Zones Anchovy game was a shutdown from 7.5 gang, but also I don't see Zones Ancho and think Campfire. The Campfire coming in and clutching up on Clan Blitz Macomar, and like 7.5 gang did do a fantastic job of keeping the basket open and just working around Campfire's paint in order to secure the pushes that they did. And it was excellent to see. Tower control, very honestly, like Genesis clutched up there at the 1 point remaining. Like you gotta give your players credit where it's due, and just an excellent clutch up there. So my bets are on for Rainmaker Snapper are on Campfire. I just given how Rainmaker Black Billy went last round, but we will see. And then we're on and onward from there.
We do see a double splatter shot comp coming out from 7.5 gang. I think that is the 52 they swapped out here for the Inkjet weapon here. So that's going to be interesting to see how they play that out.
Yeah, and very quickly we see that K machine is down. Pop does not matter that much on Rainmaker Snapper, but take the blaster and the carbon going down, taking the aggro with it does matter. We see the bomb rush coming out from Nico Chico. In the quick pop, Nico Chico, getting those kills, the 4 down, just holding forward. Nico, hold forward. You got this, gamer. Hold. There we go. Heck yeah.
That was such the play there, utilizing the bomb rush as the last man down to just get the pop as all the members were crowded around trying to counter the pop. That was a gamer moment right there. I am greatly impressed.
Yeah, honestly, the quick thinking from Nico, recognizing, like, hey, like, all my teammates are down, but I have this quick and handy special that can pop this this Rainmaker quicker than anything else in the game. Like, what do? You pop it and go. And just very lucky picks there in terms of just where the splash radius of the Rainmaker was. We see Genesis coming around, getting a pick on the Rainmaker, getting a very clean double, showing that they may not have a LAN cable, but they still can frag.
Just going to town. They are setting up for another push here. Although not the optimal up that street there, just having the presence of the carbon there puts a lot of pressure on 7.5 gang. It at the very least, it diverts their attention from the Rainmaker, because they know if that carbon is left unattended, they could come around and do some serious damage against their team.
And this is exactly where Campfire wants to stall the Rainmaker. Like, if you're gonna go down with the Maker on Rainmaker Snapper, like, this is where you want to go down. Just because it's so difficult, like, if the opposing team wants to push through a street, fine, they're dead. They're up against a blob. If they want to shift through left, they have so much ground in order to cover, in order to be able to have this controlled push. But we do see 7.5 gang getting up there rather quickly, but now Campfire's in action. Like, the missiles are out. You have Genesis coming in and just... it does get picked, but does get a pick on the way out. Kelp coming in and pinning that Maker. Campfire really showing their forward presence here so far this game.
Absolutely. They are I can't even think of the expression, but they are at it. They are coming in. It's just not even a splashdown can save them from the wrath of the carbon here. Genesis already coming in trying to go for that Maker. He is out for blood.
Remember Genesis making a tweet like they were tired of Carbon and Comp because it just wasn't getting the results they wanted, but Genesis, like, here you are, we see you, like, bro, was that a prank? We do see Luffy pushing up here onto the pedestal. This is dangerous, right? They get the pick on the blob. That is the main source of defense on Rainmaker Snapper. It is just so assertive. But very quickly, it is just the Rainmaker handler, Kelp, going in. The Rainmaker on the back foot here, and exactly where Campfire wants them to be. And that is the Rainmaker going down. As we see Red Spy coming up on that hill. But I think they're called out. Yeah, this way. They've been called out. Campfire knows that they're there. They're going to be forced to jump. Havoc going around that right side for the Rainmaker. But, man, this is incredibly scrappy.
Even though they were in control of the Rainmaker for that last bit there, there's the amount of yellow, the blob being up there, just kept 7.5 gang from being able to make any significant progress, and just allowed Campfire to have so much more paint on the map, just allowing all their members to really just get around and put on a lot of pressure and force on the 7.5 gang and their Maker.
exactly. 7.5 gang picking up the Maker, but going down very shortly after. Nico doing what blobs do, and that is shutting down the street push. They have the section bomb rush, so even if Kelp holds forward and dies with the Maker, they are once again going to be able to go in for the quick pop, but instead, using that section bomb rush in order to create space around for that Rainmaker to maneuver around. Genesis is down, right? The aggro is down. You can't deny the fact that Genesis has been fragging out of their mind, despite they've been getting the pivotal picks, right? We see the top KAs are on the blob and the zap, and here we go. 7.5 gang getting a pick on that Maker. Havoc going to be situated to jump out, but not gonna make it. Campfire in control of the Maker with 23 seconds left in the game, and sitting very pretty in terms of whether or not they're going to be able to push that up in the window.
As you mentioned before, Skip, this is a very good position for them to just hold the Maker on. Because of only the amount of time left in the match, they are able to just have such a large amount of time left to hold on to the Maker if they so wanted. Although they do go down there, that does put the Rainmaker pretty much as far as you can possibly be from their own pedestal. And so they're not going to be able to get too far.
Honestly, like, if you had asked me, like, if okay, granted I was mesmerized by what was going on screen. There was so much going on. But, if you had asked me who top fragged that match, I would have said Genesis. It was not Genesis, it was Nico and Kel. Like, Genesis shortly thereafter, and, like, acknowledging, like, your 85. Like, granted, Kelp is incredibly talented and absolutely can frag, but, like, Genesis was sheeshing and yossing, like, all over the map. And, like, the picks that Genesis were getting was not like, hey, like, I'm wilding on you, like, I'm getting every single pick that my team possibly could. Like, those were pivotal picks. Those were changes of the tide picks. Which is exactly what happened on Claimless Mako and Tower Control Manta. Genesis gets the picks when they are needed, not necessarily frags out of their mind. And, like, that makes this for some very exciting gameplay.
It's funny, despite being in the Slayer role, they were very, I would say, objective focus. As you said, their picks were very focused. They were intentional. They weren't going absolutely ravage crazy on the entire team, but they were going where they needed to be. They were getting the picks that allowed their team to make their move. And while the NZAP and the Blob just had a steady presence, a steady amount of paint output, and I guess the slaying, the Carbon was able to, it was basically the spearhead, just able to get the wounds and weaken them just where they needed them to be.
So here we are on zones, which 7.5 gang did win the first time around. I will say that Campfire's comp is much more situated here in terms of the map geometry, in terms of what's going to benefit them. This is one of Blob's best maps. Genesis is in a groove, and the Blaster is just so useful in terms of poking those ledges. So they have figured out how to work around 7.5 gang's comp. So the question for 7.5 gang is how do you shut down Campfire, who are now playing their best? And you can't rely on a DC in order to take the W. Granted, that's not what happened in Tower Control Manta. They earned that W, but, you know, you got a little bit more work to do this time around.
And the Bomb Rush is going to be incredibly deadly for this particular map. And not only is it going to be pretty useful for taking on the zone, but because of just the amount of ledges that they have to defend from, that will allow Campfire to basically have so much pressure on the enemy plat and so on without actually having to push too far up onto the plat. They're able to stay at a safe distance from the zone, protect mid, but still put on a lot of deadly force.
They had two different types of subs and a special going for the Blob on top mid. Like, dang, like, can you prioritize a pick any further? And the answer is no, but nonetheless, we do see 7.5 gang in control of the zone and having decent control in terms of paint on the plat. As the members of Campfire are coming out of spawn, they are going to be able to get that paint back down. But just relocating from player to player here. A very spicy jump, I might add, to avoid the bombs there. Very quick thinking there from Kelp. Campfire
coming out. Yeah, that zone is going to be under contention.
It sure is. Specials flying on both sides, but the Junior going down on 7.5, but just the Blob and Kelp left standing. That is a zone flip in favor of Campfire, and you know, now 7.5 gang is on the back foot. Campfire going to be able to clear those penalty points rather handedly. They have an armor ready to go for a follow-up exchange. The blob is once again on top mid, which is very clearly not where 7.5 gang wants Nico to be. The blaster going down, though, does take out missiles, which, you know, I mean, they're missiles. They're going to prevent you from re-engaging, but Campfire going to be able to squeak by the lead here as 7.5 gang breaks back in, or tries to, with 2 members down.
Yeah, they do have the 2 members down, so it's going to be incredibly difficult, but we do see the Keisha here putting on some moves, able to take down one, taking out Genesis of all people, but they are going to be going down to the blaster, but not before they take back the zone, so that's going to be a sizable penalty on the side of Campfire. They still have incredible paint control here, but 7.5 gang is getting a little bit more momentum back in. They're getting some more picks, they're getting some more footage, but it's just going to be a matter of attrition until one or both get the picks that they need.
Yeah, the zone going back and forth in favor of either team. And notice how the moment they get the pick on Genesis is the moment that they're able to recap that zone in that exchange. Now, 7.5 gang, they're burning through their specials rather quickly. We see the bombers having just come out, the missiles, the armor is splashed down. You know, they have a penalty to clear and they have some work to go through, but burning through their specials rather that quickly, I'm worried that that's going to prevent them from being able to deal with Campfire's counter push here.
I will say that users of that missiles there was incredibly clever. They were able to keep track of the last remaining member, which was Genesis, the carbon roller, and they were able to just call them out to their team, keeping them from doing any significant damage until the rest of the team respawned. And so that is putting them pretty as they are ticking down to that KO.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is the KO. I honestly was genuinely concerned about the special timing on that last push, but 7.5 gang clearly knows better than I do. You know, you were right. Being able to keep track of Genesis and keep them from shirking and getting a pick that would have changed the outcome of a follow-up exchange. Shout out there to Red Spy for the proper missile timing. You're cracked, friend.
We are down to, they're basically exchanging matches here. 7.5 gang is in the lead by 1 match, but we have 2 matches left. This could go either way.
In that last match, it was looking like it was going to Campfire, right? But here we are again on Clam Blitz, which went to Campfire last time. So 7.5 gang won the first zones match rather handedly. They won this last zones match through the fire and flames up until the very last moment that they possibly could. And here we are on Clam Blitz, which, you know, was not saying that wasn't a strong victory for Campfire on Macamar. It was, but 7.5 gang had their moments on it. And that one push that they had where they got it to around the 30s was very impressive. I believe they got it down from like somewhere in the 60s to like 17. On the lower end of the scale. And Campfire was just able to come back around and get it to 3 and then clear through their penalty points and then get it to the KO. So that was a very even match, and I would expect it to be so on the Reef. Given that I think Macamar is a Campfire map, I know the Blob and the Blaster are very situated well on the Reef, but this does not scream Campfire to me. And so I think 7.5 gang, given how Piranha Clams went last set, this Campfire's the one with their backs against the wall here.
I think we might see some comp changes, at least a couple of weapons swapped out. The Blob is definitely going to have a huge presence on the map. Oh no, they're going to go right back at a tried and true method here. They're going to show us what they're worth. We do see a Junior swapping back to the NZAP here, but for the most part, Genesis sticking on that Carbon, Nico on the Blob, and then we have the Range Grim Blaster. This will be interesting to see.
7.5 gang sticking with the comp that they've been running this whole time. They are going to go to 3 down in the exchange. It is just 69 out of 138, the last player left standing. Campfire getting the cleanse that they need to in order to situate themselves for a push, but 7.5 gang is out of spawn, and they are well prepared for the defense here.
Yeah, they do have the... Campfire has the clamps that they need. They're just waiting on their specials and the man advantage to push in. There we go. We have the 2-man down here. That is going to be the opening they need to get in. They're just going to have to watch out for the deadly bombs here. But that is going to be 3-man down for the size 7.5 game. So that's going to be the opening they need.
Campfire coming in and getting it below 60, that is a great opening push. They need in order to be able to deal with Bloopy here. Bloopy dropping, going to get picked. 7.5 gang now once again in control of their own basket. They have that pity climb, but they are collectively in a 2v2 situation. So there's a lot of ground to cover in order to situate for a push here. Campfire not letting up the pressure. They are still up in there, and that's a DC on the splash.
That was quite unfortunate. I'm not quite sure if... Okay, looks like they're going to try for the replay.
Yeah, this is a replay. It's above 50 points and less than 2.5 minutes have passed. I believe those are the rules for SOS. It might be below 30. I would have to read up on that, but regardless, above 50 and only 1.5 minutes having passed in the match, that is a replay. So, you know, which is, I mean, like, didn't happen on tower control. Like, you know, what do you say?
And I think props, it was a different player on a different team this time around, so no harm, no foul. They will be replaying this. But they definitely, Campfire having a strong presence on the map. Genesis being the troll under the bridge. Genesis, or no, not Genesis, 7.5 gang is able to learn from what little interaction they had that match. Although they're not able to change their comp per se, they might have a better mindset going into this match.
Yeah, and will we see the replay effect, right? Where you're not going to change your comp, but perhaps you're going to change how you'll open. Maybe you're going to be prepared for, oh, the card is going to open through choke, or open through wall. That knowledge is power in such a game of Splatoon, and being able to anticipate how your opponents are going to open has great benefit. And same thing goes for Campfire. They know how 7.5 gang opens last time. Are they going to counter the counter? Replays never typically don't go the same. When Nintendo blesses or curses you with a DC, depending on who you ask, how do you respond to that? It typically never goes the same.
I think the blob and the rapid combo is going to be a tough time contesting bridge right up front. I think they're going to have to at least buy their time or even try to take over both or one or both of the trees. I guess.
And here we go. We have Genesis sharking around that bridge. Not necessarily sharking, but putting pressure on bridge. The bombs that are coming out. This is immediately much more scrappy. There are just so many bombs flying on the bridge, and poor Nico having to deal with those missiles. Man, I feel blob.
I have to say though, putting the siege at the shame with the special charge right there, they got their bomb rush pretty quickly into the match. Not 30 seconds in. I'm incredibly impressed. But we do see 7.5 gang with the cheeky flank here, able to get the opening push this time around down to below 70. Not incredibly difficult to come back from, but still pretty decent for a first push.
Yeah, it is. And more importantly, it's different than the last game.
Yes.
So there we go. We have seen the replay effect. Things don't happen the exact same way twice. We have Habit coming in with that splashdown, going to use that to clear the bomb rush. They know where one of the players of Campfire is because they are holding that power clam. The shot going down, though, on 7.5 gang does change the pace of this following approach a little bit, but they have enough points for a very damaging push because they did before the junior went down. So Campfire feeling a little bit more comfortable getting 2 picks. I think they're going to try and break back in here.
Yeah, this is where Campfire is going to shine. When they're able to get the picks that they need and able to set up what they need, they're able to set up for the long term. But that being said, 3 members do go down. This is leaving Genesis in a very precarious situation. Or maybe not. They are sharking and they're able to get a trade off before they go down.
Yeah, getting the trade. Campfire getting in there, managing to score one power clam, but excellent defense there from 7.5 gang. We have 3 members of 7.5 up in Campfire's court. They have clams, but not necessarily enough to cause some extreme damage. They open the basket, Bloopy popping that bomb rush, contesting the bomb rush from Nico there. 2 members of 7.5 gang down, make that 3, and this looks like this push is coming to a close in favor of Campfire. But Campfire honestly has a lot of ground to cover. 7.5 gang has come back into the basket time and time again so far this match. So how does Campfire create a push that is sustainable enough in order to be able to maintain them a lead here for the rest of the game?
Yeah, despite the good presence of the blob and honestly just they're all 4 of their weapons, 7.5 gang has been pretty good at just being able to get in where they need to be, poking them where they're weakest, and so just getting in the picks and then getting to the basket. As you see, there's a full wipe here, and so they're able to counteract pretty quickly as it is a short distance between baskets.
They have a lead of 20 points, so all 7.5 gang needs to do is score 1 power clam and 4 subsequent clams in order to be able to pull lead here. That is not a lot, and they already have the clams to do so, assuming they open the basket with everyone left standing. We have the suction bomb rush coming out, a very sweeping suction bomb rush from Bloopy, getting a lot of ground. As that basket is open, the zap is down. That's less bomb pressure. 2 members down on the side of Campfire, 7.5 gang up in that basket. Only 1 clam left, and a great cleanup there from Campfire, but this match is incredibly back and forth. Campfire needs to break back in there. If they can get in there, score the clams that they need to, and then hold a defense, this is a win for Campfire. But the way things are right now, this is just, I can't tell where this is going to go.
I think 7.5 gang, they've been pretty patient. They've been not feeding into the carbon and the blast. They're able to utilize their a little bit extra range that they have and their paint control. The last 2 members of 7.5 gang, although they did go down under the basket, they were able to stay alive just long enough to stall out Campfire, and so they aren't able to get quite the paint advantage that they necessarily wanted, and so 7.5 gang is already getting set up for another push of their own.
We have 30 seconds left in this game. 30 seconds left to keep the paint down and lock out Campfire. Campfire has specials to burn through. We have that bomb rush coming out. Getting a pick on that shot is exactly what Campfire needs right now. They have that missile. The armor does come out. Campfire looks like they're trying to brute force their way in there, but look how clustered up they are. They are all in that core area, and 7.5 is spread out. 2 members of 7.8 got 3. Oh my gosh! It is just Bloopy there left. What?
What?
Oh, what?
No!
Clutch up, bro! Clutch up! All they needed was 4 clam. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, and that is SOS 69 going to 7.5 gang. These are your first place winners.
Wow. I can't even, I'm still processing what just happened there. Only 1 member of 7.5 gang was up. All 4 members of Campfire going in with clams, but they weren't quite able to get all of them in just to get the lead. So 7.5 gang will be taking that match and the grand finals.
Taking grand finals of the infamous SOS 69. I will say, Bloopy there, breathing, taking the time, using the burst bombs to apply as much chip as possible over a well-clustered area, and just, that's how they did it. They used the burst bombs, right? Because that's an area of effect, and that area was right at your feet. In Campfire, they needed to be in that small area in order to dunk, and just excellent play from Bloopy there. Way to clutch it up, and then just to stand there, you want it. Like, easy clap.
Once again, utilizing a lot of self-control, a lot of patience to strike just when they needed to, waiting for them to get in position. They were very close to getting that lead, but as you said, Bloopy there able to just hit them with the burst bombs, able to get them when they were so clustered together under the basket. You can't ask for a closer final match.
And if you're Campfire right now, you felt that right through your fingers, right? You needed to win this game into the next. You're so close, you're there with the power clams to completely KO the match. And then, Boopy just booping you on the head with a burst bomb. You know, GG.
Oh man.
For real. Alright, well, Imad, it's been a pleasure to commentate with you tonight. Thanks for sharing the mic with me. Before everybody leaves chat, where can the good people find you?
You can find me on both Twitch and Twitter at IMadGamerII. And where can the good people find you?
Yeah, my name is Skep. You can find me playing Blob in your local X-Rank lobbies. Oh, on Twitter and Twitch at Skepitalians as seen on screen. With that, I hope you all take a breather from that very exciting final match, and we will see you not next week, but the week after for SOS 70. So with that, stay fresh, everyone.
Have a good night.